Crystal.
Hello and welcome.
What was
I have no idea what that
What an
was.
amazing
I
start
have no idea
to
what
a new
that was.
campaign. Is Keith going, hello?
So we have our new intro.
No, because I couldn't do it again if I tried. Hello there, and welcome to the Glassbreakers Guild. And once again, with me sitting in the DM's chair, I am Keith. I am your DM and host for all of the shenaniganry that is going to be happening over the next weeks and months. I am super
Years.
excited. Well, I'm being optimistic.
Sure you are.
I'm super excited. This is my very first foray into a completely homebrewed campaign setting. This is not based on anything campaign-wise or setting-wise that Wizards of the Coast has done. This is all original, coming out of this Almost Bald Head. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm super excited. I think the guys around the table are super excited to get started with this as well. So without any further ado, we're going to jump right in to announcements. Into announcements. Yes, so these are just a few quick reminders at the top of the show as per usual. All of our campaign videos and content that we create in that vein shows up on our YouTube channel. The link is now in the chat, so you guys can go check that out. If you're there to see all of our past episodes, do us a quick favor, hit the subscribe button, and be sure that you push the little bell button so that you get all the notifications when we put new content live. Our content, our episodes, our sessions tend to go live on Sundays at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. That's GMT -7 for you guys who are overseas.
That's not live.
No, that's not live. That's
Just
well,
clarify.
it goes live on YouTube. Anyway. It's released on YouTube. There you go. We do also we're trying real hard to hold to a new a little bit of a new schedule here on Twitch. We are working on replaying the last 2 weeks worth of sessions on Monday mornings, starting at 8 a.m. Again, Mountain Time. Obviously, we go live on the channel at 6 o'clock, which here we are. So we're getting started on that. And then we do this week's replay on Twitch on Tuesdays. I think it's at 8 a.m. I don't remember the time now. I'll have to look, but I think it's at 8 a.m. So you guys can have all of those opportunities to check out our content. We also run a Discord server. It's a good place to figure out the news or hear the news, get in touch with us, give us a little bit of feedback and interact with us one-on-one and one-on-many. So go check that out as well. This is a brand new campaign. This is our first session, so we are going to go ahead and take you guys to the table and have the players introduce their characters. And we will start here with Steven.
I'm Alma, and I'm 12 years old, and I've got sandy blonde hair and dark skin, and I like to read a lot, and I'm happy to meet everybody.
That was adorable. I was gonna say that. Hello, everybody. My name's Cabbage, and I am 16 years old, and I really like pirates. I've got blonde hair and blue eyes, and I don't think I'm very tall. My brothers are mostly taller than me. But yeah, that's me.
Hi, I'm playing Killian Arkwright. I'm 17, tall and lanky, half-elf, and I work in the local forge as an apprentice smith.
Higher.
I think what we're doing here is we're setting it up so that if I get the angle right, I can blind everybody watching.
Yes. Okay.
How nice, yay.
I am playing Mizuki Aito. She is a human. She's pretty tall, I think. She has long black hair that's usually up. Usually it's fancy. She comes from a lot of riches, and her family runs Red Dragon Imports. So, and they're sort of related to royalty.
Shorties.
I think so that's Mizuki. And she's about 16.
I'm very young group.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Sumi Yilishi. I am a half elf of dark skin and freckles and kind of copper brown hair. And I'm a monk. Came here not long ago. I'm not really good at talking about myself so much, but yeah, I guess that's really all you need to know.
Hi, I'm Adrian Hearthfire. My family owns a winery here in Sutterton. And Adrian's main dream is to become a courtier and a fencing duelist.
Excellent. Welcome once again, my friends, to Sutterton, the town at the very edge. What?
No, not you.
Oh.
No.
None for you.
Oh, none
For the
me.
book.
Hello, everybody.
Um,
Thank you.
so welcome to the edge of the empire.
Everyone's
Everyone's good.
Is everyone good? Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So welcome to the edge of the empire, the town of Sutterton. It is a small, mainly logging town out at the very edge of civilization in what is known as the Valley of the Four Kings. There is a very narrow passage out of the valley to the next town over, Lamont's Wells. The trip down the river or by road is about 2 weeks long. By river, about 10 days down, 14 or so coming back, 2 weeks both ways by road. You guys pretty well know each other. Well, know-ish each other. You're acquainted
you,
with each other.
yes.
You're acquainted with each
I'm
other.
offended.
And
I
you've
am
been kind of
hurt.
hanging out.
I'm still kind of
We're
confused about our
acquainted.
timeline for some of our zero stuff, so I'm
Yeah,
kind of
that was
confused
the
about.
problem.
Well,
I'm not totally sure
Everything
how
but
well
the
I know
birthday
Vera.
party is before
Now.
now.
Yes.
The birthday party is in the
after
future.
now.
Oh, it
Okay.
is?
Birthday
Did we
party.
decide
Birthday
that?
party is in the future.
Yeah, birthday
From
It
party
has
this
to be
point.
because
Yes.
Mizuki's there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she
yes.
just got to town.
Yes, I just barely got.
All of your session zeros happened at more or less the same time.
Yeah, it was just all the chat stuff.
All of the chat stuff has been separate, and those will be available on the Discord server as short stories for you guys to take a look at. But those are extra content. We're not going to play those out. What we are, however, is going to go straight to the end of one of our session zeros and pick up with the bombshell
Oh, hell.
oh, that the new acolyte, monk in training, whatever you want to call her, Simi, and Adrian, who has deep roots in the valley, are in fact related.
Okay, Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
I mean, at least she didn't kill us.
As we left you guys off, the two of you had been set up on a blind date by Alma.
Yep.
And had gone to the winery farmhouse, Adrian's home, and opened a bottle of wine. We're tasting it, sipping on it, when your mother, your common mother,
Just to be
Which-
clear here.
yeah, came out and began speaking with Adrian about business, about the winery, and catching sight of Simi realized that she looks an awful lot like her father. That is all she said before dropping eggs and then dropping the bombshell. And we will pick up from there.
So I'm standing there now with eggs everywhere on the floor and ground in front of me. And I'm just going to kind of straighten up and compose myself. And I'm sorry, you must have me mistaken for someone else. My parents died.
You grew up in a monastery of the Apellian Order, correct?
Correct?
That's because that's where I left you, child.
I'm sorry, you have me mistaken for someone else. My parents died.
My mother is dead to me.
Stop talking.
I-
We're really cute.
I can understand why you would be upset.
Oh, this is
With
terrible.
me?
I'm sitting between. Oh.
Feel
And-
the hate.
And I wish I could ask you to forgive me, but I know I can't right now. Just know that what I did, I did for you, for the. I did the best for you that I could do for you.
She's gonna shoot a look over at him. Really? I say again, I'm afraid you have me mistaken for someone else. My parents, who left me, who sentenced me and then didn't have the guts to stay and see it carried out, are dead. And with that, she's going to spit on the ground and slowly walk away. And once she thinks that she's out of eyeline,
Right about that moment, you hear from the barnyard next door.
wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom save.
So how about those crops?
I might need to make a wisdom save as well.
There's one,
15. I think I figured it out. It took me a while.
Connect.
I can't math.
Wait a minute!
What'd you get?
17 is plus 4, right? No, plus 3.
Right.
Plus,
Yes.
yes,
It's
okay.
plus 3. So it's
Okay.
12.
So, yeah, that's a 12.
This is 10 plus.
I'm assuming that's to keep your wits about you.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a little bit.
I'll leave it up to you what that 12 means.
There's a visible flinch involved, and shortly past that point, she kind of abandons trying to walk with any amount of pride or attitude and just takes off in a sprint.
Okay. What are you doing?
I watch as she goes because I can't catch her.
Okay.
Still fighting with the
So
trying to figure out what's going on.
so as she goes, your mother kind of collapses against the porch support and
Play your damn
And
bad.
sort
Oh, your
of
daddy should not.
kind of collapses onto her knees on there on the porch and just kind of holding on to the support to keep
I'll,
herself upright.
I'll go help her up and take her inside.
So there are tears streaming down her face.
Okay. I'll pick her up and take her inside so no one sees her.
Don't think badly of me, son.
Well, you know it's hard for me to think, but
You're
I-
such a sweet boy.
Sure is good. You're pretty.
It's a good thing you're handsome.
with my 11 charisma. I don't think badly of you. I never have and probably never will. But are you sure it was her?
Oh yes. I am certain it was her. She looks too much like her father to be anyone but.
The dad was a human.
Her father and your father were not the same man. I loved your father very much, but I had a life before I met him.
Okay. But it didn't work out then?
He never gave it a chance to.
Okay. You want me to talk to her? Or do you even want to do, how do I put this? How do I eloquently put this? How do you want me to get to know her, or I honestly don't know what to do at this point. This is a lot of information you've given me, and
Don't feel bad, son, because I don't know what to do about this.
okay.
You'll have to do what you think is right.
Alright.
And with that, she sort of visibly pulls herself together, pulls away from you, and head held high, turns and walks up the stairs to her room.
Okay. I guess I'll just go out and see if I can find her.
Okay. See me. Where are you headed?
Remind me where everything is.
We're right there.
We're right there. My cloister is across the way.
The little tiny bunch of trees is where Alma's hangout is.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to be around the other monks right now.
So the secret spot.
So, yeah, and I'm gonna kind of hope that Alma's not there.
He's not currently.
Okay. So, yeah,
We're at the shipyard.
there's this amazing little secret spot that somehow or another all of us know about. But I'm
It's one of
gonna,
those kid things.
yeah, I'm gonna go to the
Did we
secret spot.
decide this is your thing?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're writing where everything is down.
I'm just gonna like dart through all of the things that look townish and,
Okay.
and not pay attention.
Not pay attention. All right. Roll me a dexterity save.
Okay, dex save. And that one's gonna be.
That's cocked.
It's
There you
either-
go.
Oh, there we go. No, that's worse.
Put it flat down.
Maybe an 11?
Or if you want, I can share.
So you're
Yes.
so you're not paying attention to where you're going as you run through town. You are passing by the apothecary as a relatively tall, stately-looking woman steps out of the door and right into your path, and you collide with her.
Bam! Just like sprawl backwards in the street. Tears running down my
She
face.
doesn't move all that much as you bounce off of her.
That was supposed to be a little bit more guttural than it was.
I liked it the way it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you all right, child?
It's a matter of opinion. Maybe not right now. I'm not injured. I think. I'm sorry.
It's all right. And she's gonna reach down to you and take your arm to
For just a
to
second,
pick
I
you up.
flinch back before I realize that it's a helping
A
hand.
gesture of
Okay.
kindness.
Yes.
She is wearing all soft cloth and skins and furs. Soft-soled boots that lace really high up her calves. She's got a leather pack over her back and is not carrying anything in the way of weapons. I'm terribly sorry that I got in your way. Are you on your way to anywhere in particular?
Yes, maybe. I don't know.
What's troubling you?
And the tears start. 3, 2,
she
1.
she just kind of starts to word vomit something and then grabs her own mouth. Like, I gotta go.
Well, if you feel like you must, just do be careful. Watch where you're going.
I'll try things. I'll just bolt.
Jeez.
You do teenager about to burst into tears really well.
She's not even a teenager, man. She's like one of the.
She is the
Yes,
only
but you do also have probably have the mental capacity of a teenager. In the social sense.
Okay, that's
Okay.
With all, with everything in your bag.
Yeah. All right. Well, she'll just watch you go, and then she'll turn and be about her business.
I'm making a mental note that I want to check her out at some point because she definitely doesn't look not like that. I don't know, maybe like that. Who knows? But I definitely she doesn't look like she's from around here, so I'm curious. But
Okay.
I will deal with that later.
Okay. And you're continuing on your way to the secret spot. And you? What are you doing?
That's a good question. I guess I'll head to the middle of town and assume she's there.
Okay.
Because you don't.
Oh,
Oh, that's
I have a very low wisdom, so.
All right, so you go to the center of the town circle,
Yep.
and
I wouldn't have already passed by that anyway.
looking around, you do not see Sini. You do see Alma and Cabbage just coming up from the docks. Cabbage has got an armful of silk bolts, and Alma has his book out and is reading it, walking up the street.
So, it says here, versatility is very important.
Why am I
Surface
carrying
knowledge.
these?
I'm busy. So,
Adrian!
Hi,
Hi,
Cabbage.
Adrian.
How are you?
Well, I didn't hear as many.
Cabbage. It's your little sister and your little brother, and
Which
they run
one?
whichever ones you left in the square.
Whichever
The ones you were supposed to be watching.
The ones you were
Oh.
supposed to be watching.
Oh.
And they come running
That's
across
true
the
life.
square
Which
to
ones are you?
Which ones are you? Just start spouting names, trying to guess which one it is.
I'm guessing. Okay, it's probably Potato's the baby. Well,
So it's
we'll
probably.
say Potato's like 2. Yeah,
Okay.
2's a good age. Like
Okay.
enough to toddle around. And she's a girl. Oh, what did I say the other names were? Did I write them down?
Well,
I did.
There's Carrot.
Wheat. We're gonna say Wheat
Okay.
is a little boy, and
Okay.
that's really
Wheaton.
good. Female.
All right. So are we saying then that it was Wheat and Potato
Yes.
that come like
Mm.
running
Potato,
across.
baby.
Not
She's
anymore.
two.
Potatoes now
Decided
too.
she's Potatoes now too.
So they're sort of waddling across the square towards you, calling out for you.
Bollocks. You need to take
I
these.
can't. Okay.
They're yours anyway.
Adrian, can you help?
With what?
Can you close my book? Thanks. Just
Have any of you guys seen Simi?
see me? No.
Oh, okay.
Hey, wait.
How did your date go?
Yeah.
Have you seen Sim?
Who's Simi?
She, tall elven girl.
How do I
And
how do
he
I
kinda
put this
looks
so
around,
how do I put this so a 12-year-old would
and he
understand?
points to a random tall elven woman in the square. Is that her?
No. Good effort,
Right.
buddy.
How do I put this so a 12-year-old can understand? Simi might be my mother's daughter, but not my father's daughter, someone else's.
I think you made that a lot too hard. That's.
Okay. She's my half sister.
Yep.
Wait.
That's how that works.
Okay.
That's a little awkward.
Wait, you set him up on a date.
Yep.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah, that didn't go to plan.
And that's for setting them up in the first place.
Yeah, it got complicated fast. Too fast that I couldn't comprehend what was going on, but
Is she okay?
I don't know.
Oh boy.
It's hard to tell with broken people how they react.
Wow.
I have an 11 in charisma.
Brayden.
I'm really she's not here to hear you say that.
That's
Well, maybe that-
really terrible.
well-
Yeah. That's inspiration just for being just absolutely
bad.
awful.
So bad.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I well, once that revelation, I don't know if it was once that was told, she just like disappeared and ran like super fast away.
I mean,
Killian, about this point, you and your granddad are walking through the square as well.
hi, Killian.
Hi, Alma.
Oh,
I set up siblings on a date.
Hi, Cabbage.
don't look at me like that. There's lots of drama going on right now, and it's not because of me.
It's only partially because of
needed
her.
that.
He set up siblings on a date.
Here, hold this. And Elma's gonna reach into his inside pocket where his book usually sits, and he's gonna pull out 2 arrows.
I'm gonna hit you on the head with these bolts.
Roll for both. Roll for silk.
We need to be careful. None of us have very many hit points. If you roll a d4, I could be dead.
While this is going on.
Wait, potato, come here.
Oh, okay.
I'm supposed to be watching you. Come be watching.
And she reaches up and puts a hand in your belt.
I'll just throw her onto my back.
Yay!
Boat came into town. They said goblins shot these,
Arrows.
and these ones were on fire.
I am going to slowly look at my grandfather.
What's your last name again? What's his last name?
His last name's Becker.
Oh, do you know something, Mr. Becker?
It's gonna.
Nope. These are mine now. Now, I might be willing to trade you for them once I figure out how they lit them on fire. I'll tell you, though, if it makes a difference.
No, that's okay. I know how goblins light their arrows on fire. And yes, goblins did shoot at the Fortune's Folly.
Wait, do you know?
I'll take those back.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know why, but that was the report that Greybeard gave me.
Wait, you
Wait,
said you were-
Greybeard reports to you.
Well, yes.
He works.
I own the Fortune's Folly.
I didn't know that.
How do you?
Never mind.
So we could be best friends, right?
Yes, so let's go see what Grandma's making. I'll talk to all of you later.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
And
Bye.
the two of you walk off.
Ruined my chance.
I ruined it. I told you I was going to introduce you to him later.
No, you said Captain Greybeard.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Sometimes you're really
Continue
dense.
looking.
Okay. So Adrian is turning and walking away from you guys at this point.
Adrian, where are you going?
What? I've got to find her.
Well, do you know where you're going?
Yes and no. I
Adrian.
know the direction I'm going. I don't know where the destination
Adrian.
lies.
Adrian.
Alma.
So, I'll make you a deal.
And so the deal making begins.
What do you want, Alma?
I will find Simi for you in the next 10 minutes. If you take these to my house for me.
She's probably over at the... Do your
I'm
own
making
work.
a deal.
Is your word for the day entrepreneurial? Capitalistic?
Capital.
So,
Manipulation.
not that it
Mercantile.
actually matters. So,
Uh,
the book that I
Mizuki
took,
life.
that I made my book from.
Speaking of, while this shenaniganry is going on, Mizuki, what are you up
Are
to
you
right
serious?
So we're still the same day, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it's the
Yep.
same
You-
day.
You
so
delivered the stuff.
you would
already.
have just checked into the Headless Hydra.
Okay, so I'll probably, since obviously I'm not going to be able to see who I went to see today,
Right.
because apparently there's a big mess.
Yeah, it's a big mess.
It's a big mess.
So
So
much drama.
I'll
Many much
take a
kerfluffle.
stroll around the town
All right. Well, as you
and
are
take a look around. Yeah.
so as you are coming out of the front door of the Headless Hydra,
boy.
there is a little bit of a scrum of teenagers right in front of the door.
Alright, Cabbage, I'll make a deal with you. If you tell me where she is, I will watch your siblings one time.
And you do catch the name Cabbage, which is a bit unusual.
She doesn't know.
I'm not making another deal with you, because the last deal we made, I had a date with my sister.
Okay, that was not my fault.
Okay.
You didn't
Zuko's
know.
gonna walk
So it's not fair to expect
Just
me to
in-
know.
She's like cabbage. She's trying to figure out if it's a
Who the
name.
hell would name their kid
She's
Cabbage?
like what?
Farmers.
Okay.
This calls
Mizuki
for
has no
investigation.
idea. She's very intrigued. She's like, are you? So she goes up. Is cabbage an insult?
Yes.
That depends on the day, but it's also my name.
Oh, well, nice to meet you.
Who are you?
I'm sorry. I'm Lady Mizuki.
Lady. Oh.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, that's Alma, that's Adrian, this is
Oh.
Potato, that's Wheat. Killian just ran away. Welcome
That was
to
a
the
lot
town.
of information.
I'm gonna say something, but I don't want to at the same time.
Adrian,
What?
do we have a deal?
No.
I will get her and bring her to my house in 10 minutes.
She's at his
Who?
hideout.
No, she's not. You don't know that.
Probably. That's
She
where we
might
all
be.
go.
You're not supposed to go there.
It's not your place.
Yes, it is. You just said it was my hideout.
Well, you've claimed it.
Yeah, it's mine.
Your husband channels a 12-year-old surprisingly well.
I know.
I'll go to the secret. I'll start heading towards the secret hideout anyway.
Well, Mizuki, we're going on an adventure if you'd like to join us.
It's not much of an adventure.
I just
We're going to my
got
house.
to town,
Do they-
but I
Does she call
I-
herself
my
lady
afternoon is
because
free,
people
so-
keep thinking she's a man, or?
I mean, if you wanted to come with us, I have to drop off this fabric to my dad, but I'm sure Mom has a pie baking.
pie.
There,
What's
there.
that?
You don't know what pie is?
I'm related to you. I've never had pie before. Is it
Oh, man.
something you consume?
Oh, yes. You should come with us. I mean, I'm assuming you're still coming.
Where do you come from? Where is there not pie?
I've never heard.
That's the only place I can think of.
That's right. Yes. No. Just, I mean, just from my family's estate. That's.
What's in
Depends
state?
where she lives.
I
I do not have enough inspiration to give you guys.
I know I already burned two.
I've spent all of mine already.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you guys are gonna head off.
Are
Are
you gonna head off
for pie?
Well, I was gonna look around the town anyway, so
Go for the
I
pie.
I
Follow two
suppose
small children who
I
are
am
eating your
intrigued
papaya.
as to what this pie you speak of.
It tastes delicious, and his mom makes a real good one.
She does.
Now is it a meat
All
pie or a
right.
fruit pie?
Fruit pie, of course.
Oh.
It's sweet. Like mom.
Okay. All right.
All right, so you guys will start wandering off. Killian, you and your granddad arrive at the apothecary and push inside as though he owns the place because he does. And there's a little bell that tinkles on the door and lets your grandmother know that someone is there. And she comes out. Oh,
Oh, look, she's alive.
is it?
Or is she?
Now she's undead.
Is it that time of day? Is it the end of the day then? I suppose it is. Okay. And she goes about starting to, dust things off, clean things up, and put things right. Did you have a good day, dear? Oh yes, had fun, had such a wonderful time. Before I forget, we're going to have a guest tonight for dinner. I hope you don't mind. An old friend of mine named Kindai. And your grandfather kind of stiffens a bit at that name. And I know it's not what you think. She's not here for anything in particular. She's just visiting. And don't have that tone.
Is it spelled like
K-
kin and then just
Kendai.
die?
Kendai. Kendai.
She was supposed to come to my house for dinner.
You're
So,
not there.
seeing my grandfather stiffen at the name, I'm going to go, oh, am I invited? I would love to meet anyone that gives that reaction from Grandpa.
Well, of course, you're always welcome, my boy. And she's... Now, I do have to tell you, she's not terribly used to people, although she's seemed to have gotten better over the years, and she's just sort of bustling away, just chattering. I knew her, what's it been there, Aaron? Or Eric? 20 years. Oh yes, I last saw her 20 years ago, and yes, those were the good old days. No, they weren't. Yes, they were. And about that point, she comes to an end of her straightening and says, "Right, I'm done," and off, and sort of gestures the two of you out the door.
Sure.
And heads up the hill towards the manor. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? No?
I have no reason to look for anything.
So the conversation back... The conversation... It's not really even a conversation. It is a flood of words out of your grandmother's mouth. And you are reminded once again that your grandparents are about as different can be. He is all business, very straight-laced, very tall and stiff and very somber. And your mother is, or your grandmother, I should say, is... She's just like airy and will-o'-the-wisp almost, and very sort of earthy, and she's a hippie. She's a hippie, maybe.
We don't use that word in this good Christian household.
We prefer plant person.
But
Plant
yeah,
lady.
so that's sort of, they're very different, and the words just sort of flow out of her and wash over your grandfather like a babbling brook over rock, and that is like literally the vision that comes to your brain anytime you see them together.
Okay.
And she's just babbling on and on about how nice it'll be to see friends again, and she remembers the old days and how wonderful they were, and she misses those days. And every time she says that, your grandfather just sort of grunts and just keeps right on
Should prove to be a
walking.
very interesting dinner.
All right, the rest of you guys, make it to Alma's hiding spot. Simi, are you there?
Well, where else would she be?
So,
For the
what
next
is the
3
secret hiding
seconds.
spot?
Yeah, you should
So
probably.
it's mostly a big copse of trees. There's basically like a curtain, as it were, like a little place that Alma has closed off, and on the outside of curtains, he's sort of forced growth to come over it of like vines and things. Most of them are like little buried vines, so that they're thicker. And then they cover up this little copse. Inside this copse of trees, there's a little place that is almost like a meadow in the middle, with some tall, soft grass. There are some flowers that grow there. Naturally, they are not planted. And Alma has put up a hammock on one end.
Okay.
I would probably not have had the coordination to get into the hammock appropriately, so there's probably
Are you
like
just
a-
like sitting on the ground and like the hammock is like all wrapped up in
Yes.
itself and you're just sitting on the ground underneath it like
like kind of in child's pose, like there's a lump of a monk sitting under the thing. And I guess I can roll to see if I see them coming.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
What happened to my thing? Did I fold it up here? I did. Sorry. I'm not organized today. And that's perception.
Cool.
Which is gonna be wisdom plus 3.
Plus
5. So 21.
Yeah, you hear them coming. You can't really miss it with Cabbage and her two siblings.
Oh, I was headed back to my house.
Oh, so you're not in the.
I'm the
Oh,
only
'cause you
one.
have
I'm
to
the
travel.
only
I have to
one.
take. Yeah, I have
Okay.
to take.
I think I'm the only one heading in that direction.
Well, no, we all. Well,
We
me,
all-
my two
Oh,
siblings,
no.
and Mizuki.
what if you already
Yes.
went, dropped it off, got pie, and are headed over here now?
I mean,
We would've
that
gotten
would
there by
work.
Well, how did they get there before I did?
I walk really fast.
That's true.
You don't know where you're going.
So what
Probably
we'll
right.
say is that when you peeled off Alma, you ran to the shop with the bolts of silk and all but threw them at your father and took off and left again.
I grabbed a pie on the way out.
Okay.
The whole thing.
Yep.
Hi.
The whole
Ah,
thing.
Alma, that was for dinner.
It's a good thing your parents love you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would have kicked your butt.
Oh yeah.
There'll be a whipping later.
Pies are not that easy to make.
No.
They are not.
Especially in a fantasy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I hear this rustling.
And about the time the rest of them are getting there, you sort of catch up with them.
Through the tall grass, you see this monk head go whoop.
Pie.
Why?
I stand up and I start running.
I said pie, not hi. Come back.
I kind of slowed
Baby
down
cuddles.
a little.
Mom made pie.
Why are you three here?
Why are you here?
How easy is it to get through the trees? Like, is it one of those like gotta jump and?
I mean, Alma has sort of purposely made it like he's pulled down branches across because this is his place. So he has tried to make it purposely difficult to get in and out. There's one really easy way in, and that's right by the hammock. But
And that would be where they're coming in from.
I run the other direction, and when I see that there's just a whole lot of stuff piled around to make it more difficult to get out of, I kind of slow down, just roll my eyes.
pie.
Alma, it's not a secret if everybody knows!
Not everybody knows.
Knows
I just like look back over my shoulder.
This is kind of his hideout.
This is my secret place. Welcome.
It looks lovely.
It's not
Thank you.
Everybody knows about it.
No, that's not true. If you told
I
anyone,
didn't know about it
You just
until
got
just
here.
now.
now you know.
Your parents know what it is.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Not unless you told them.
No, I didn't.
Well, then they don't know.
Parents know everything.
Let's have pie.
So,
Cabbage
I
is like, I
turn
didn't. I'm
around
not a
and
snitch.
actually see all of the people, and I see that you're with them, and I just look at you and nope, and start walking towards the hammock exit. What are you
Just grabbing at your shirt from behind.
I'm gonna let go.
Not until you have pie.
See me.
You'll feel better after pie.
Cabbage.
You seem distressed,
You seem a bit tense.
and we just want to help. It's better to not run off and be by yourself when you're in a mess. I should know. I'll get into all kinds of trouble.
And it's usually self-inflicted.
And his mom's pie's good. And
Sit.
I'm gonna grab potato.
Phoebe!
Hi.
Does your little sister just literally do that to anyone you hand her to?
How are you, potato?
she wants to hug you.
Okay.
And then she puts her arms around your neck.
Okay, that's cute.
Also,
Sit down.
this is Ms. Lady.
Lady Mizuki.
But yes, Lady Mizuki.
Hi, Miss Lady Mizuki.
Hello.
You
How
made that
are
harder
you?
than it needed to be, too.
Um,
Is that a family
I'm-
trait?
a little lost
Nothing?
right now.
That's fair. I think
I
that's-
just wanted to look around town.
She's never had pie in her entire life. She doesn't even know what it is.
Well, that's a mistake.
Exactly. We had to bring her.
At this point, I just sit in resignation and I refuse to look at you.
I don't know what I'm doing here anymore.
I mean, I didn't know what you
The
were doing here
children,
in
the
the
children
first
are
place.
taking over. So.
Taking over my hideout. My hideout!
Well, it was
Pie.
mine. It was mine before you were born.
brought me
But
So dramatic.
I don't understand why I'm here. This was a mistake. This was a mistake.
Did Alma think to grab like
Apparently.
forks and
A
like
knife. I didn't grab
plates?
forks, but I have a knife.
We're just face diving. But that's what this is gonna be.
Okay,
No way.
so I think as the guest of honor and someone who hasn't had pie before, I think you need to be first. I didn't get plates.
I'm gonna grab a big leaf.
I mean, okay.
That's an option.
see what you're missing, Killian?
Oh no, I made the right call.
I know.
I 100% made the right choice.
Mizuki just
I know. I wish I was
takes
with
it
you.
and holds it in her lap, unsure what to do with it.
I think I need some more leaves.
Well, then get some. I've
I'm
got to explain pie to her.
I mean, she has a slice now. I feel like she's gonna.
Okay,
It's gonna be a self-explanatory thing very
but
shortly.
you look confused.
What am I supposed to do?
Eat it, not the leaf. Don't eat the leaf.
Actually, I'm not sure that the leaf isn't poisonous, so don't eat the leaf.
Isn't the pie on the leaf? What if the
It's
leaf
fine.
is-
I haven't died yet.
Do you use leaves as plates often?
I forget plates a lot.
That doesn't surprise me.
the
Never mind.
easiest-
So,
The easiest way for you to do this, you look like you're really used to using forks. But what you're gonna do is
Actually,
what's it?
Okay.
Amy?
Mizuki pulls out some chopsticks from her
Thank you.
sleeve.
oh, that's fine. That's
Potato reaches over and puts her hand right in the pie,
Never mind,
And
I'll
then
get you another one.
stuffs it in her face,
it's fine.
and then stuffs it in your face.
No, that.
That's also
Adrian?
another way
Thank
to
you.
eat it.
You're really sweet.
Okay.
Really hard to have a serious talk when there's children around. I don't say that out loud, but that was to you, Keith.
Might be.
That was
Good
graded
thing.
to you.
Oh, we're gonna have to split this last one. It's gonna be really small for you and me.
That's fine.
You can have some of the potato.
No, it's I'm from a large family. I'm very used to small pieces of pie.
Yeah.
It's more mom makes them for other people, and then we split one between the whole family because that's what mom's.
Cabbage or Natalie is showing.
Adventure Natalie is showing.
I love it.
That's
Yeah.
that checks out.
Okay, so pie is being shared.
Yeah, thank you, more. Thanks.
Meanwhile, up at the manor.
Back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch. Dinner is laid out. Nothing super fancy. It is a little light on the meat, mostly veg.
Wow, I'm shocked.
I know, right? And there is presently a knock at the door.
I wish that were me.
The butler goes
Butler.
and opens the door.
Yeah.
And there on the front porch stands a relatively tall, very stately looking woman. Her age is very indeterminate. It's hard to place her. In one light, she looks very, very wise and weight of years on her, and in another, she looks very youthful. She is dressed all in skins and soft cloth. She's got a leather bag over her shoulder and no visible weapons on her at all, which you, as a blacksmith's apprentice, take a special note of. And your grandmother comes sort of not running, but walking very, very fast across the foyer and throws her arms around her. And the two of them embrace as if they are very old friends who have known each other for a very long time. Your grandfather does not get up from his chair and is grumpily puffing away on his pipe.
So when she goes to come in the room, I will stand up and I'll be like, "Grandfather, didn't you say it's rude if we don't stand for our guests? I thought we were supposed to always stand when we had guests come
He
in."
sort of glowers at you and he stands like halfway to his feet and then sits back down. It's good to see you too, Eric. And your grandmother and she just start talking very fast and actually in a language you're not familiar with.
Thieves can't.
Close, but no.
Close, but no. And every so often they'll both sort of burst out laughing as though they've told a joke and you are completely left out of everything.
I'm just gonna kind of like side eye at my grandfather.
He is staring at the fireplace, puffing on his pipe, and very deliberately ignoring the women.
Right?
Well.
Fair.
Couple, 10, 15 minutes later, the butler comes in once again. Madam, Pastor, dinner is served, and ushers you into the formal dining room.
You're so fancy.
Not me.
So your grandmother's guest takes the seat right next to her, and she turns it around, throws her leg over the seat, and leans on the back on the table.
I like this lady.
And your grandfather just glowers even harder. And the two of them are still just chattering away in the language that you...
I'm going to try and figure out this language then.
All right. Make me a history check at disadvantage. you're not catching all of it because there's a depth there that you're just not getting. There are a couple of words that seem familiar, but their context is wrong. It's like very, very old Elven, but there must be some translation in your brain wrong because it doesn't seem to really fit within anything. It's like trying to put together a jigsaw puzzle without knowing what the picture is you're trying to make. And every so often you'll find a couple of pieces that fit together, but on the whole you're just lost.
I'm gonna keep trying until they decide to make regular conversation.
All right, we will come back to that. All right, you guys in the hiding spots. Pie is gone. Pie was good.
Honestly
Sini, you and Potato are wearing more of it than you actually ate, but what you ate was really good.
This was delicious, Alma. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I leave yet?
No. Actually, why don't we go for a short walk? I need to probably get back soon because, actually, you need to take your siblings home because we're having dinner.
Right.
We have a guest tonight, and I'm sure you're welcome.
That's okay.
Never show up.
Yeah, so why don't you go
Small
ahead and
lies
take your
we tell the
siblings home?
children.
Adrian, I'll be back in just a minute or something.
Or
Or something.
Okay.
And Lady Nakatsumi.
Miss Lady.
Mizuki.
Mizuki. I just went to Mass Effect.
Right,
Chipper, this is
fair.
your fault.
Same Chipper.
So I'll be back in just a minute. I just need to ask a couple of questions. You're not obligated to stay if you don't want to. I'm sure you're welcome to dinner if you'd like. My poor mother.
She's probably used to it at this
Yeah.
point.
Surprise! There are 12 people coming over for dinner tonight.
Dinner?
I feel like that's also a Alma. You're
No, I was saying Alma, your Steven is showing.
I'll consider the offer.
Well, it was wonderful to meet you. I hope you liked the pie.
It was very enjoyable.
Thank you. I'll tell my mom you said so.
It was a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
A pleasure to meet yours as
You're a
well.
lovely lady.
See me? And I'm going to drag you out.
Why do you do this to me, Alma? Why do you do this to me?
Do you still have Potato?
I need
Oh,
that one
you
back.
need this. You take this.
Take
I like to think that there's still pie. that
There's
was like,
still pie
yeah.
on her face. I love you, cabbage.
I'm gonna grab some leaves.
Well, thank you, Deaf Penguin.
Yeah. Okay, hold on to this.
We have sub. Oh, thank you, Chipper.
Two Deaf Penguin.
To
Yes.
Deaf Penguin.
Ooh.
On behalf
Enjoy
of
the
Deaf
sub.
Penguin.
Thank you, Chipper.
So
Okay.
immediately after we clear the
And I'm left alone
Yeah.
now in the sea.
Well, I mean, you've
You've still got them.
You left out.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
are
I'm
you
leaving
still-
with my siblings.
Okay.
And I'm left alone wondering
I'm
why.
still here.
You've got Mizuki.
Yeah.
Zuko's
Oh.
here.
Under his breath, you hear Adrian say, "Alma's gonna." I swear.
That's fair.
Alma's gonna swear.
So what exactly? I'm just a little maybe out of the loop.
In what way? There are many things you're out of the loop of. You'll have to be more
Okay,
specific.
Fair. Just what's going on with you and Alma?
Alma has been a pain or bane of my existence since he was. Well, I don't know if he was. I don't. Since he got here,
I don't know.
The
if he
boy
was
seems
bored.
kind
I don't know if he was. He could have just appeared.
I mean, he could.
Just like the chaotic energy of the world just birthed him. I don't know. But
The chaotic energy.
He was sent back in time.
just to, I don't know, bore me to death or something.
Jin's child went back in time into a different world to bother you.
Yep.
Yeah, I could buy that.
That checks out.
He just gets in people's business. I was trying to have a serious conversation. You can't have serious conversation when there's Alma.
We had a serious conversation. Our first conversation was a serious conversation, in fact.
Well, then you've had a very rare one.
Are you saying that I shouldn't expect this in the future?
I don't know what you should expect in the future.
Truth.
Much poking of bears.
Yes.
There's a lot going on today that I'm trying to understand, and Alma just keeps getting in. Alma's been the one. I screamed to the universe, Alvin. Alma
You
is
seem
the reason.
frustrated.
Yes. And I've done nothing wrong.
That's true.
Definitely made the right choice.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot's been going on that I don't know what to do with, and yeah. And Alma just keeps getting in the way.
I mean,
I'm
it's an
not
intentional
wrong.
choice.
Meanwhile, outside the cups.
Or just inside, actually. So Alma has another little spot that he hasn't necessarily introduced to everybody, although Sammy is aware of it.
Well, that's gonna be
Where
shortly.
there is a large bag that sort of hangs from a couple of trees, and it hangs down as a garment bag, where Alma keeps his many costumes. So, arm in arm with the blacksmith,
You just hear this.
he pulls you into a hug. I'm really sorry. I didn't know.
Yeah. I didn't either. I'm not so great with this right now, Alma.
That's fair.
But I'm not mad at you. I'm maybe a little frustrated that I am currently having to still look at Adrian. Which is really awkward on so many levels right now.
I think he's worried he hurt you. It might be good to talk to him.
That means I have to do this peopling thing, doesn't it?
I tell you what. I'll wait out here. Come back and talk to me after you've talked to him. Or do you just want to go home for the night?
I want to go home for the night, but I feel like maybe it would be better if I talked to him first.
Do you want me to wait and talk to you afterwards? Or do you want me to go home?
Go home, Alma.
Sorry.
It'll be okay. We'll talk later.
12-year-old Alma leaves the cops, headed towards home.
I'm gonna walk over to Adrian and kind of.
Wait. At
Mizuki
what point do you come
will
into this?
make
Do you get to come in when he's
her-
screaming?
Yeah,
That would be fantastic.
I feel like you should come in.
Alma is the reason. I've done nothing wrong.
I'm just gonna kind of.
And yet the world seems to the world seems to bless me with Alma.
He does seem like a blessing.
That's one word for it.
I'm sure his mother says that under her breath all the time. Yeah.
Of course, I don't have very much to go on, so I could be wrong.
So Simi's just gonna kind of sit down and listen to the conversation while it's still going on. Hi.
Hello, Simi.
So I'm gonna talk to this one for a minute.
I'll let you be. That one seems frustrated anyways.
Suki's like, I'm out. I'm out. Nope, I'm out.
Weird.
Social convention no longer binds me here.
Yep, she's gonna go back to town if she can find a way.
Not me!
Yep, she's gonna make her way back to town.
So I'm gonna kind of sit across from you and not really make great eye contact. And
Has begun.
the competition has begun.
It has.
Adrian, you seem really nice.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
People have told me that, yeah.
Just so you know, I'm not mad at you.
Why would you be mad at me?
Okay, that's fair. Just, Alma had said that maybe you thought that you had hurt me, and
Of course he did.
it's an Alma thing. He worries about me, and maybe he should. I don't know, but I'm gonna be struggling for a minute, and it's not your fault.
Okay.
And I would like to be friends with you, but I don't know how quickly that's going to happen.
Friend zoned. Weird.
Well, I mean, he's my brother, so. Also, I would appreciate it if maybe no one outside of the people that it was apparently already announced to are ever told.
It's too late. Alma already knows. Half the village will know by tomorrow morning.
I've gotta figure out how to make him understand privacy and secrecy. That's a thing that
Secrecy he gets. Privacy.
No. Once you get it, once it's out there, it can't be brought back.
Are you sure? Are you positive that this is the first time that she actually makes eye contact with you this whole conversation?
Yes.
I don't have exclusive remote emotes.
So just bear with me. I don't
Okay.
know that I'm gonna be able to talk to your mother,
Okay.
but that's not your fault. So I'm gonna try really hard to not accidentally hold it against you. But you got to have something that I was never allowed to have, and that does hurt some. So I'll try to not be an asshole. She just kind of nods off and
Oh, okay. Honestly, don't know what to say. This is,
This is going so much better than I expected.
This is going much better than I expected.
it's because your mother isn't here. It would not go well if your mother was here.
Oh.
But you have done nothing wrong to me.
And she has.
A bit. Yeah.
What did she do?
Poor sweet
I
Adrian.
know. It's like you
Oh,
very,
you precious thing.
very sweet,
Dear heart.
very sweet, non-absorbent sponge. Wow. Thank you, Chipper.
Thank you.
Chipper.
She left me. to a fate that I don't think most people would have deserved. And that's not something that I take especially lightly. And it's really hard for me to imagine her not knowing how that was going to turn out.
Just gave you to an orphanage or something?
Kinda.
Okay.
It's either an orphanage or you get to grow up in the order. An order that was not particularly. Let me try that whole word again.
Particularly.
Particularly. Not particularly. Not particularly kind to my kinds. Me more so. For reasons that I've yet to completely understand.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna go now because
Okay.
I'm just really uncomfortable.
Alright.
But thank you for finding me.
It took a while, but I eventually did.
I appreciate that. You actually came and looked for me. That's more than what I can say for the rest of my family.
Okay.
The song from Tangled starts playing in the background.
And I'm gonna kind of meander away.
All right. Back at the manor.
I'm eating a delicious meal.
You are eating a delicious meal, not even aware of what's going on with the rest of
Asthmatic
your
pterodactyl.
acquaintances. And the discussion between your grandmother and her friend, I forget, has she actually mentioned? Yeah, the discussion between your
Kendai.
Kendai and your grandmother Lucia has sort of taken, seems like a little bit of a more serious turn. They're sort of huddled a little bit closer. Their words are a little bit softer, a little bit harder to make out, but they're still speaking in their what seems to be private tongue to you at this point. And Kendai reaches out and sort of puts a hand on your grandmother's arm and says something very seriously. And your grandmother stops and thinks, looks over at your grandfather, and then at you. And then she turns back to Kendai. She nods. And she pushes back from the table, wipes, dabs at her mouth, puts her napkin down. I think I'm going to turn in a little early this evening. Good night, all. And she gets up and leaves. And your grandfather sort of half stands as she goes, and he recognizes something, and then he sits down, and he turns his stare down at Kendai, and the two of them lock eyes, and it is as though you cease to exist in the room. They are having some sort of silent battle of wills, and nothing else matters.
Well, I think I'm gonna go use the little boy's room, and I'm going to stealthily.
As you're standing up, you catch sight of Kendai, and she just sort of cocks an eyebrow at your grandfather, and he kind of sits back a little bit as though he's trying to put some physical distance between them. And he sighs, and he nods, and turns back to his meal. Well, I must be going as well. I have quite a lot to do.
Yeah, I
Thank
bet
you
do.
for your hospitality. It was a pleasure to meet you, Killian, I believe.
Right.
And
Pleasure's all mine, I'm sure.
she takes your hand and shakes it, and then gathers her things and turns and leaves the house.
I'm gonna wait 2 seconds
Mm-hmm.
and then race out the back door and try and stealthily follow her.
All right. She goes out to the main road, and you would expect that a traveler would have a room at the inn and she would turn towards town. But she doesn't. She turns away from town and heads out along the main road. She passes under the shadow of the old dwarven tower, the remains of the guard tower that used to encircle this place. And she keeps walking.
How far out of town have I been before?
I don't know, how far out of town have you been before?
Okay, let me rephrase that. How dangerous is it after dark outside of town, along the road?
Close to town, not terribly dangerous. There is a small, volunteer militia that does does patrols around the edges of town, right at the edge of the woods. Some of the braver members venture in quarter mile or so under the trees, and so it's there's a pretty good wide area around town that's not super dangerous to be in after dark.
I'm so going to die. I'm following her. I'm gonna die.
All right.
You're so squishy,
I'm so
Killian. What are you
squishy.
doing?
So you know this road is the
Captain
main.
Headline.
So this is the road that goes up to the main logging camp
Uh-huh.
to the north. So it's actually fairly well traveled and fairly well patrolled between town and the camp. So you're not super nervous for the moment. It does get dark. She passes into the woods under the trees, and it gets darker. Even though the moon is up, it's having trouble filtering through the old growth forests. The many different layers of canopy are really sort of dampening down the light. So how are you following her? How closely are you following her? What are you doing to follow
Are
her?
you gonna follow her into the woods?
Into the woods.
Into the woods.
It's already dark.
Yep. So I am probably the equivalent of 2 city blocks back from her, and I am doing what I think is a great job of being kind of sneaky and just off the side, in the shadow, and anytime she maybe looks around, I stop moving.
Okay, roll me
Keep
your stealth
going.
check. Let's see how well you're actually doing.
That will be 15.
15. Okay.
I highly suspect she will spot me,
Okay.
but
If she does, she doesn't give any sign of it. She continues on for a mile and a half into the woods. The main logging camp is a good 10 miles outside of town. So she's nowhere near that. But, she continues up the road a good long ways. Now, make me a perception check.
unnatural 20.
All right. So about a mile and a half up the road into the woods, probably two or 3 miles from the actual manor house, she stops.
I stop.
She sort of looks around, and she steps off the road. There is no path there that you can see. She just steps off the road into the woods.
How much time?
What would Nate do?
Oh no. This
That
is
is
a
not
bad,
a good
bad measure.
We're not doing WWND.
That's how
Now,
live my life.
I know where town is in relation to where I am.
For the moment, yes.
Do I know how to find my way back, even if I was not on the road? Do I think I know how to find my way back?
I don't know. How good's your survival?
It's +2.
You know, fair to middling chance you could find your way back.
I went directly from the forge to my grandfather's manor, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna follow her.
All right.
This is such a bad plan.
So make me a survival check.
An owl swoops down upon you and you get scared to death.
You have 109.
19.
All right.
Aw, not too shabby.
You are actually able to follow her trail. She is either very careless or doesn't think she's being followed and she's not being super careful about covering her tracks. So you're able to follow her. Now, you're just following her trail? Or are you trying to close distance?
Actually,
Do you
at,
wanna-
at this point, because I'm assuming like the undergrowth gets pretty thick, I would try and close distance so I could still like see her.
Okay. Are you still trying to be stealthy?
Yep.
All right. Make that stealth roll.
18.
Okay. All right. So you catch sight of her as she passes through a beam of moonlight, and she still seems to be just on her merry way to somewhere. Doesn't seem to be in any particular hurry to get there. And she walks on for another half hour or so. And then she comes to a clearing in the woods. And she goes to the center of the clearing and sits down cross-legged, pulls her pack around in front of her, and begins assembling a very small, almost single-person she starts assembling a contraption that looks like it might be just big enough for a single person to crawl into.
I am going to wait and watch.
Make me a perception check, please.
Such a bad plan.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
This is how Killian died on
23.
day
23? Okay. As you're sitting there watching her, there's a movement in the underbrush right next to you. And you look down, and you don't see anything. And you look back to her, and you see the movement again out of the corner of your eye, and you look down, and you don't see anything. You look up, and then you look down as the shrub is reaching up for you.
one.
Game over.
You have 1 hit point.
I assume I've never had a shrub
You have
reach
never
towards me before.
had a shrub reach after you before.
Okay, so I'm going to jump. No more semblance of stealth. But I'm gonna jump back like half a step. Look at the shrub. Does it keep like trying to reach towards me?
While you're looking at it, no. It is just sort of standing there in the same
Okay, so
position.
I'm gonna do the same thing like
It's moved a little bit.
It's an
least
angel
it's
It's
not
a
a dog.
angel shrub.
And then at your shoulder, hello, Killian.
what? Why? Wait. And so like I'm gonna look around for a second and realize I'm no longer looking at the shrub and be like
You hear her whisper some of the same language, and the shrub pulls back on itself and actually moves away a couple of paces. And
how does
then
the shrub move?
it
Slowly.
very slowly, and it looks like it sort of pulls a set of roots out.
Okay, yeah,
reaches
so
out.
it's like shifting.
It's just like
okay.
shifting very slowly.
Am I dreaming? Because that shrub just moved.
Yes, it did. And no, you're not.
Not sure I believe you.
Well, that is your prerogative, of course.
Wait, you made the shrub move?
No,
Yes.
no.
I heard you.
You heard me do what?
You talk to the shrub in that weird old language you and my grandmother are using.
Nice.
You know, you're right, but you've reached entirely the wrong conclusion. I did not make the shrub move. I asked it to move, and it complied.
I'm gonna look at the shrub. Move over a little bit. I'll look back at her and just be like, so you asked the shrub to move, and it just moved.
You have to know how to ask it, yes. What you want to say is, and she speaks very slowly in whatever language she's been using,
Ah, yes, you know one word that can
just
move
like
plants.
2 words. You try.
I will try.
Make me a performance check.
Oh boy.
Shrub just like, huh? What was that, yo?
17.
Oh, no.
Oh, bring me a shrubbery.
And the shrub shifts 2 steps to its left.
You visit him.
You can talk to shrubs.
The fumes in the forge must have been. There must have been a leak, and I am dreaming because now I can
She
move
reaches
shrubs.
out, and a tiny flame bursts into being on her hand,
Ooh.
and just sort of dances from fingertip to fingertip. Your mother and I know a few things, and we share many of our secrets. And the fire goes out.
Wait, mother or grandmother?
Grandmother
Oh,
is
I
what.
was like, wait, what?
Yeah, she said grandmother. If I said mother, I apologize. She's told me that she has shared certain secrets with you. I must ask that you keep this one. And she gestures to the clearing. This is a sacred space, a sacred place.
And that's why the shrub
Partly.
wanted to
Partly.
give me a hug.
She reaches down and she sort of pats him on the top of the crown of his leaves. He's a little over anxious. He was guarding me and this place.
You asked the shrub
Yes.
to guard you.
No, I did not.
I feel like she thinks in magic like your hatter did.
Your grandmother
Seriously, but
poured a piece of
More plants.
herself into several of his kind near here and set them
Just
to
realized
guard
exactly
this
what it was.
place. Set them to guard this place because it is a sacred place.
So my grandmother's the shrub.
No.
No.
My grandmother.
You're intelligent.
That was
I know, I'm trying to figure out the rules. So she put herself in the shrub.
Tiny bit. Doesn't take much with these guys. No offense.
And that makes the shrub alive more so than it already was, but not my grandmother.
Yes, now you're getting it. Tis a very old magic.
Wait, so why are you here?
Well, That's a very long story. And
We should just be like here,
and then behind you, and
it.
it has to do with
Yeah.
me.
And then.
Ah!
Who did that?
I will flip around.
It's your grandmother.
Wait, hold on. How did you get here?
I walked here.
Wait, so were you following me while I was following her?
Yes.
Damn.
We have to work on your woodcraft skills, my boy.
I'm gonna look at Kendai. Wait, so did you know I was following you?
Of course I did.
God. I thought I was doing everything the way you were supposed to.
Close. If you could go out of your way to stop stepping on twigs, that would go a long way to being helpful.
Okay, so why are both of you here?
Well, and your grandmother speaking. Well, truth be told, I asked her to come help me with a small problem. It seems we've got a bit of an infestation going.
So you called your friend who can do magic like you can to come help you with an infestation of what? Termites?
No. Get down. And
Hugging trees.
Man, I'm having a nice
you
rest in my
hear-
warm bed while you're
So
out
you
in the
hear-
wilderness.
Die!
you hear over your head a buzzing sound, like insect wings flapping.
Mm-hmm.
And the night suddenly lights up as a swarm of what looks like beetles goes flying overhead, but they're glowing, and they swoop down over Kendai, who has ducked down. They swoop down over you, who your grandmother has,
prone on the
has-
ground.
has pushed down, and they swoop down over your grandmother, who is also ducked down. And as they go, from the lead beetles in this swarm, there is sort of a sparking, and then a cone of fire about 10 feet across blasts out and sets the woods on fire. And they continue to fly on. And Kendai and your mother, or your grandmother, jump up and start trying to beat bushes out and trees and put the fire out. Kendai reaches down behind her, and the little brook that flows through.
She water bends the fire.
Yeah, she water bends the water
Got it.
onto the fire, basically.
So, might you say that they were beating around the bushes?
They were beating the bushes, is what they were doing. The little shrub that was coming after you has actually. He didn't run, but he moved real quick, and he's actually behind you, and a couple of his fronds are sort of hugging around your leg as though he's trying to keep you between him and the fire.
Can we keep him killed?
That's adorable. Get off me! I'm no more fireproof than you are!
And so you hear this sort of little rustling in its leaves, and it lets go and backs away.
I'm just gonna be like, why don't you go get in the water?
And he goes to the creek, and he plops itself in the middle and just puts its roots down, and the water's flowing around it now.
I live here now.
Okay, so that beetle just breathed fire?
Yes. Actually, several of them did, apparently.
Honestly, that bothers me less than the shrub that was trying to eat me.
Yes, well, clearly, fire and sacred groves do not mix well, and so they've been encroaching recently, and they've gotten more than I can handle by myself. So I asked Kendai here to come and help me.
Wait, so what are you two going to do? Because last I checked, you're also not fireproof.
Yeah.
Also, why are there fire-breathing beetles in our woods?
That is a very good question. One which I don't know the answer to.
Does this happen often?
No. No, it really doesn't.
Okay, well that's good. That makes me feel better. So what are you going to do?
We haven't figured that out yet. That's why we were meeting here, to figure out what our options are.
Wait, but why were you all somber and sad talking before you had to go to sleep and I assume climbed out your window?
You're not the only one who can climb out windows, dear.
It's on like the third story.
Yeah?
You were remarkably spry for your old age, Grandma.
Yeah, it doesn't take spryness, my boy. You don't know the I can't say that. I should not say that at all. We do not want you getting in trouble with the Empire.
Do you not know that magic is frowned upon? Oh.
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 He knows that people are uncomfortable with it, has no knowledge of why.
Oh. Well, that's gonna make a difference.
It's gonna
later.
be fun. It's gonna be a fun learning experience.
You and I might be having some conversations.
So yes, so she and I, we need to figure out what to do.
Right, but you still haven't answered why you got all somber and sad before.
Because of these.
Right, but she was the one telling you about that, and you just said that you're the one who asked her to come. So you should have already known about it.
Don't make this harder than it has to be, boy.
It wouldn't be this hard if you'd just tell me what's going on and stop
And
talking in
she's
languages I
slowly-
can't understand.
She slowly adds bullets to her revolver. Don't make this harder than it has to be, Gary.
She thinks, boy, she thinks that the goblin attack on Fortune's Falling and the beetles might be linked somehow.
Good lord, were goblins putting beetles on arrows?
That was totally my idea.
That's a scary thought.
It might be more scary than that.
I'm sorry, there are going to be few things that are more scary than fire-breathing beetles attached to goblin arrows.
Oh my boy, there's so much more to this world than you know. Run along home. I'll be back shortly.
So, you think that the best thing to do now is to send me, all by me lonesome, back through the woods that are full of goblins that shoot fire-breathing arrows,
The goblins,
instead of having me stay here with the shrubs that try and eat things and the two magical people who are here to fix the problem?
the goblins are on the south side of the river. You don't have to worry about them. And the beetles are headed for the logging camp. Are heading for the logging camp. Oh,
That's kind of a problem.
That's not good. That's a real
Come
bad
on,
thing.
Kendite. Go home. And the two of them tear off into the woods.
Now there's the part where we see if I can find my way home in the dark woods.
Think survival thoughts.
Think
Only
right
survival.
Yeah.
Think high
right
survival thoughts.
Oh no.
Of course, I have successfully, on all those checks to get here, I was rolling like 16s and 17s. Let's see, that's going to be a 11.
I know.
Oh no.
Well,
So how far away do I get from this little sacred grove till I realize I do not know where I'm going?
Well, I mean, you're very confident you know exactly where you're going right up until the point where you reach the sheer rock. that you know you didn't pass, and that you know is nowhere near the path that you took.
I'm gonna try and retrace my steps back to the magic grove.
Roll me that survival check.
12.
Nope.
Killian's
Damn.
lost in the woods. I'm lost in the woods.
I'm going to find what looks to be a nice spot.
Okay.
I'm gonna get nice and comfy.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out my fire starter that I would still have since I was at the forge, and I will use it to try and start a fire.
Oh, okay.
And once I get a little bit of flame going, I will use my magic to increase it to a nice little small campfire, and I will spend the night out in the woods because I can't get home.
All right.
Can you take a
sounds
proficiency
good.
in survival after this?
I might have to.
All right.
Should've stayed
So,
with the magic
from
shrubs.
Learn from your mistakes.
so the next morning dawns, and each of you wake up where you normally
never
would wake
showed
up,
up at
except
home.
Killian. The sun sort of filtering through the trees starts to bat against your eyes, and you wake up and you realize that you can use the light of the sun to figure out where you need to
So-
be.
I probably would have been trying to wake up every so often in the middle, like throughout the night, to keep the fire going.
Okay.
Did I actually get enough of sleep to get a rest, or am I exhausted?
You got enough for a short rest. So
Periodical naps.
Periodical cat naps. You're not exhausted, but you're borderline. You're right there, and it wouldn't take much. You probably, you figure you probably ought to go home
And sleep.
and sleep and not actually go to the forge today.
Yeah. I'm gonna look in the sky for sign of smoke from the timber mill.
Make me a perception check.
12.
Seems fine.
Okay, I'm gonna head towards the village.
All right, so you're gonna head towards the village. What about the rest of you guys? Mizuki, morning has broken.
Yes,
You're
I
in.
have woken up in the inn. Did we? Let's see. I'll probably head to the office, the Iron Lotus office.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the Iron Lotus.
Since that's the only thing I have to do. Yeah.
All right.
So.
So you get there. You find the same receptionist as before. Do you ask for tea?
I do not ask for tea.
Okay.
Do you ask
No.
for pie?
Do you ask for pie?
No, I do
No?
not ask
Okay.
for pie either. I'm assuming the receptionist asked me for tea, but I decline.
Okay.
Um,
Welcome back.
thank you.
If you'll give me just a moment, I'll see if Mr. Becker is available this morning. Just one moment.
Perfect.
And she turns and goes up the stairs to the and disappears down the hall. So as you're sitting there, what about the rest of you guys?
Doing my chores,
Doing your chores?
working,
Okay.
the usual.
Avoiding your
I'm
chores?
going to avoid my chores and actually go try to find Simi.
Okay. See me? Where are you?
I would probably be doing any of the cloistery things that are required of me first, and then I would probably go kind of wandering
Okay.
about, maybe go to the riverside or something like that, watch the water.
All right. So there is a small piece of tilled ground just outside the cloister that has been given over to it. Nothing major. Some herbs, small fruits, small veg, cabbages, carrots, potatoes, things of that nature.
Your whole family.
Your whole
Yep.
family is there.
Is
Uh,
buried in the cloister. Wait.
And so,
Bum,
so,
bum.
kind of- so after your morning devotionals, you're there, sort of wide-brimmed hat pulled low as you're working, doing a little bit of weeding, as Cabbage shows up.
Hi, Simile.
Hello, my dear.
I just wanted to come over and apologize. It was a bit much yesterday. I was just afraid that a lot might be less than a little with what was going on. I don't know how to handle all that, but you're my friend, and you were distressed, and I don't think I helped.
She opens up her arms and just kind of looks down at the ground a little bit.
Oh. She kind of attacks you with a hug.
It was a good thought, kiddo. I appreciate it.
Are you okay now?
Better than yesterday? There's still a lot to tackle, not involving Adrian being my brother. I mean, that was weird, but honestly, it's a much less weird thing than most of the rest of it, so.
Yeah.
Although that was really, really weird.
I'd be really pissed off if I was you. But, I don't know if it helps, but in a lot of the stories I've read, the heroes are usually the ones that their parents left them, and they have to go through hard things so that they can go do awesome things. So, that probably really doesn't help.
Well, I'm not sure that I'm overly heroic, but I mean, who knows? I'm young yet, maybe life can play out more like a storybook than... She kind of looks at the herb garden. Yeah, I'm just not gonna finish that thought.
It will if I have anything to do with it.
She kind of side-eyes you a little bit. Now, what would you do?
Well, eventually I'm gonna get out of this town. And I'm gonna go on high seas. And I'm gonna find me some pirates.
What are you gonna do when you find them?
Don't know.
Working that part out still.
You haven't got that far.
Maybe either join them or make them join me.
I like your style, kid. you might need some bonus organizational skills on your voyages.
Yeah, I could kidnap all of you and take you with me.
Or you could probably just ask.
It's less pirate-like.
Huh. Well, anyway.
She's like, huh. Okay.
Well, if there is anything that I can do to help, will you please tell me, because I clearly can't figure it out on my own.
That makes two of us. But I will do my very best to let you know if there's something that you can help me with.
What you doing now?
That. I am currently weeding herbs. So, I mean, if that's something that you would like to do,
That is technically what I'm supposed to be doing right now, but at home, so I can help you here.
she smiles and gives you.
And I'll help her weed.
Alma, what are you up to?
So Alma gets up in the morning, pulls out his book, sits down for a minute, closes it, tucks it into his pocket,
Oh boy.
and races downstairs, grabbing whatever it is his mother is preparing for the family as he's running out, and says, "Emotional control today. Love you. I finished the hemming. It's on the bed. The overalls are done. Love you, Mom. Bye."
But I love you too.
Your poor parents. Indeed.
And
That is your son.
And Alma is headed to his place.
Okay.
And when he leaves, he's dressed in a disguise.
When he arrives at his place,
Uh-huh.
Killian is passed out in the hammock.
Makes things awkward. It's probably fine. So he'll step out to where he has his clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And when he comes out, he is dressed as constable. He's attached a mustache and is portly and steps into the clearing.
Yes.
What's the word I want? It's not loitering. It's
Soliciting?
no.
Not loitering.
Like
but-
sleeping in a place that you're not supposed to be in.
Loitering.
Yeah,
I think that is loitering.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
I think there's another word for it. Anyway.
Loitering
And I fall out of the hammock.
Is technically a crime around these parts. He'll sort of play with the mustache.
you do not recognize.
Oh
this
yeah. Who are you?
Me? And actually, so I have an established name for this.
Okay.
This
So go
alibi.
ahead.
Yeah, so this one particularly. I am Constable Rix. And what are you doing here, sir? You are out well past curfew.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up at the sky. No, last night I was out past curfew. Now I'm definitely not out past curfew.
I think that was an admission of guilt.
And I'm now going to think, do we even have a constable in this town? Have I ever seen of or heard of?
Of course,
a
you've never met Constable
Rix?
Rix before?
The only constable that you know of is actually from,
No!
from the next
Sorry.
town over, Lamont Swells. And you guess technically Sutterton is within his jurisdiction, but you've never seen him here.
All right, Constable Rix. See your badge.
Reaches in and pulls out a badge and hands it over.
I'm going to inspect it to see if it's a fake.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
Roll an investigation.
Yeah, that's better. 22.
It is authentic.
Who'd you kill?
I will hand it back to you. Well, I am sleeping here because I had a very long night, not at home, and I need to sleep.
You're a little young to be drinking.
You're right, I'm far too young to be drinking, and I won't be drinking again after I sleep.
Let me escort you home, young man.
I'd prefer not to, please. If you escort me home, my grandfather will disown me.
And who is your grandfather?
I'm gonna insight check him to see if I tell him he's going to take me to my grandfather.
Go for it.
19.
So, I mean, roll your
Or
roll your deception.
Would you have
check.
taken? Will you take
You
him?
tell me what I learned from trying to read you.
You feel like he's blustering a little bit. You don't feel like he will force you to be escorted home.
Look, please. My grandfather's really important. He's all hoity-toity and owns some big company. And... oh, my head. He'll make my life hell if he finds out I got drunk. It was my first time. I just wanted to try it. It was really good wine.
Roll the
For a
deception
while.
check, and you can roll your insight.
Oh, into the.
Gosh dang it. No, I'm using...
You have him use him.
Someone remembered.
Really? Same thing twice
The
in a
Wheaton
row.
curse returns.
That is 3 threes in a row.
So,
So we have
Did you
determined
roll that?
it is
Okay.
it is not where he sits.
No.
No.
Nope.
19
So that would be
deception.
right there.
Yes, Steven.
19 deception.
Just Steven.
I haven't
Straight up.
really rolled anything.
He will
Fair.
make my
But
life
all my rolls
terrible.
have been good so far.
He'll probably make sure I lose my job. he'll be irate. I really didn't mean to, but it was really good. So if I go home, I have to explain that to him. And I am in no position to actually be able to calm him down, so I'm just gonna sleep here because he won't be able to fight me.
Alright, I'll let you off this once.
Oh, I really appreciate it.
That being said, I would ask something in return for my silence.
And what's that?
That's not sketchy at all.
Yeah.
I am not from here. I am from the town over, Lamont Wells.
Right.
And I am here, I am searching for a fugitive from justice, and he's going to hand you a few sheets of paper. I need these put up in several places around town, and he'll hand you some rolled up
Oh, I
sheets
forgot
of
this
paper.
plan.
I'm gonna unroll it to see who the heck it is.
Okay, so you see on there it's a wanted,
Uh-huh.
several wanted posters, and there is depicted a man that you were unfamiliar with wearing robes from an order that you are familiar with.
So I can put these up around town, but I'm pretty sure I know who you want to go talk to.
I do not want to talk to anyone. I would like to return to my duties.
Right, well, if your duty is to actually catch this guy, putting these up around town isn't really going to do you anything. Just go over to the monastery and ask him about it.
I have. However, like I said, this is a fugitive from justice, not one who regularly attends his prayer meetings.
And now you roll your deception and you roll insight.
We just gonna be
Choose a
topsy-turvy.
different dice.
Alright,
He's
I
not
will
super
roll a different die.
I see your game.
Look at that! Look at that! That was a natural 20!
Oh,
That
dang.
is 26.
Because that's a 20 inside. Alright, yeah, sure. I'll
You're
put up your
welcome.
posters. Thanks. Bye. Have a good day, Constable.
Good day, and avoid the wine in the future.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
Or learn where to get it from.
Oof.
And he's going to
Don't snitch on me.
he's going to leave. And he's
So-
going
so
to
I
be
just-
going around town posting up more of these
After
posters.
he's left, but before I've gone back to sleep. Learn where to get it from where?
I mean, the 12-year-old doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's not 12.
17-year-old doesn't know what he's talking about either.
And I'm going to go back to sleep.
Okay.
And I will be there for the foreseeable future.
All right. So the receptionist comes back down the stairs.
Alright.
Mr.
Becker.
Becker.
Yeah.
Mr. Becker will see you now. And she escorts you up the stairs, down to the end of a long hall. The office overlooks, on one side, the window overlooks the main circle of the town, the center of town. The shops are starting to come alive, and the merchants are out starting to hawk their wares. The other side, the window looks down towards the docks, and you can see where the Fortune's Folly is still resting on the docks, being offloaded. And there's another barge there as well. Looks like it's being loaded, ready to go back down the river. Behind the desk is the man that you saw in the, or I don't know, you weren't there when they were there. No.
No.
So he's a very prim and proper elf. His ears are on full display. His hair is pulled back into a very tight knot and ponytail down his back. And as you enter, he stands, he bows to you, and gestures to us. Welcome, Lady Mizuki. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I bow back.
Please have a seat.
So I do have a seat.
So I understand that we have a bit of business to discuss, your family and mine.
Indeed, we do. We are looking to expand our imports, and we believe our best option is to make a deal.
Well, yes, of course. The Iron Lotus can offer you the best transport rates to bring your goods up the river from Lamont Swells here to Setterton.
And they're the best rates because they're the only rates.
Well, they're not though, because there are wagon trains.
Oh, that's
but
true.
You're on the wag road and
But,
west out of the great unknown.
so we can offer you the best competitive rates. What did you have in mind?
I believe we wanted just we do have some products that would probably do better if we could get a little faster, and obviously
Clearly, the river is your
Yes.
best choice. Then, of
Yes,
course,
so-
of course.
and we would be willing to make a good deal.
All right.
So
If in cases such as this, it would be helpful for me to know quite precisely what it is that your family will be importing into the area, so I can have an idea which of my ships to put it on. Speed is, of course, of the
Yes.
essence, so most likely we'll be wanting the Swift.
That
Show
was creatively named.
Yes, very creative. Yes, either the Swift or perhaps Illwind. She's fast.
When the wind is good.
But either of those
Yes.
should serve your needs.
that would be good. Probably mostly textiles, fabrics.
Ah, excellent. You'll want to talk to our local tailor then. He'll be able to. I'm sure he'll be quite interested in what you have to offer in terms of merchandise.
Of course.
And he's going to sit back at his desk and start scribbling some figures on the on a notepad. He's continuing to make small talk with you the whole time, and when he's done, he slides a piece of paper across to you. It is actually it's actually quite higher than you were expecting, and higher than your family is really willing to
Okay.
He's stiffing you because you're not elves.
Probably.
Is that his thing?
Special
All
price.
right. Okay. Let's see. I understand that I have grown up in doing business with many people, and I do understand that first offers are never meant to be taken.
I will gladly entertain a counter offer.
All right.
Well done, Mizzou.
Roll me persuasion,
Yes,
and we'll just
I will
shorthand this whole
Yes.
thing,
That's
and he will counter with his persuasion. Okay.
12.
Okay. He does come down off of his initial offer.
Okay.
Your read was correct.
Yes.
He's got counter arguments though, and so he doesn't come down quite as far as you were hoping he would. But he does come down a little bit. It's
Okay.
probably in a more reasonable range.
All right.
Your family's margins are going to be a little bit slimmer coming here than you were hoping. But maybe it's worth it just to get your foot in the door and maybe be able to renegotiate down the road.
Alright.
There are also obviously the wagon trains
Yes.
that you can talk to
Yes.
as well.
Yes. Okay. That's better. I will accept this offer.
It is a most auspicious day.
Yes.
Can I offer
indeed.
you something to drink?
An auspicious day.
An
Kalu,
Do you
imbibement
have
upon
any
the
tea?
commencement of.
But of course. And he goes to his own private side table and lights a little fire. Lights a little fire and begins his preparations.
Choose you kombucha.
And
Yes.
after a few minutes, when he brings it back, it is actually excellent tea.
Okay, Mizuki is
Hoity-toity.
pleased, clearly, with the tea.
Finally,
Especially after the terrible tea that she had literally just down the hall.
Do you make any comment on that at all, or not?
Yes, this is a great quality of tea.
Well, of course, only the best.
May I ask, where you procured it?
Blah.
This place that exists.
I want that to be the
It's-
title now. Blah, tea company.
So it is the name of a region that you
Okay,
are
yeah.
familiar with, and they do produce excellent tea. It's the equivalent of China.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Note to
fair.
self. Blah, tea is the way to go.
Tea is the way to go.
Blina
Alright,
tea.
thank you. She sips her tea.
Blighty.
Excellent. And once the
I'm,
tea-
I'm assuming we'll
yeah, we'll
sign-
continue. You sign the documents. He'll have a couple of clerks come in, look things over, correct a couple of things
Yeah.
that need to be corrected, neaten things up,
Your daughter doesn't
blot
really need
everything
to go to
out,
college.
and have the two of you sign it. There are two copies, one for you, one for him, and they're sealed and rolled up. His copy goes into a very fine safe. And then
my
he-
copy will go into. I have a small travel case for business
Excellent.
documents. So
All right. And with that concluded, do have a wonderful day
thank you.
and
You as
enjoy Sutterton.
well.
It is
I
a very
haven't
pleasant
seen much
place.
of it yet,
Sorry.
but it does seem an intriguing place.
It is a very pleasant place,
Personal
yes.
drama about.
Anybody else got anything going on? I mean, you're posting your flyers.
Chores,
Yeah, we would do
working.
chores. I would probably go, since I know you like hanging out by the docks. Like once I was done with the stuff I needed to do at the cloister, I would probably entertain a trip down there with you.
If any of you go by the secret hiding place, I am sleeping there.
No.
We could go Killian tipping.
So about middle of the morning, you do see a man that looks like a constable. Very, very. He comes traipsing by, and on one of the trees outside of the vineyard, he stops and he taps up a poster.
Hi, Constable Rick.
Good day, sir.
How have you been?
I am well. How
It's
are
been
you?
a while since we've seen you this far from Le Mans.
Le Mans Wells.
Le Mans Well, yeah.
No, I don't get the opportunity to make my way down very often. Good day to you, sir. If you wouldn't mind posting this in your tavern, I would appreciate it. And he hands
Well, I
you a
never.
roll
Okay.
and then leaves.
I'm not actually okay.
When Cabbage, you and Simi get down to the docks, you notice on one of the notice boards that there are a couple of copies of the poster. Means nothing to you. Simi, you recognize the face.
You see me turn a bit green, and I kind of walk away from the board hastily, like kind of catching my breath a little bit.
I'll follow.
You okay?
I am very confused about how to feel right now.
Okay. Did it have something to do with our picture?
Yeah. That man is not my favorite human.
Should we go kill him?
She takes a much longer time to respond to that than
Cabbage
she
is
should.
internally freaking out a little bit, like, oh, what if she wants me to actually go kill somebody?
I feel like
Abort.
that might be unwise right now. But I'm glad to see that they're looking for him. But I wasn't planning on seeing his face today.
Man, you're just having a rough couple days.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
And it's all Alma's fault.
It is.
freaking Alma, man!
I mean,
Freaking Alma.
uh,
Adrian was right.
That's gonna be the catchphrase, I think,
Freaking
for this
Alma.
campaign.
Freaking Alma.
Jeez.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Was he gonna just
alright,
say
so
something?
is this a bad guy?
Yes, he is not a good human at all.
And he's been bad to you.
Yes.
Let's kill him.
Cabbage is more set on this now.
Seeing as the authorities are looking for him, maybe we should let them do their thing first. And then, you know, if nothing comes of it, maybe we should kill him. She looks like really uncomfortable that she just said that.
Alright. Do you want to go somewhere where you can't see his face?
Yes, please. I'd like that. Yes, thank you.
We could go to my farm.
Why do you look like you're in pain when you say that?
I'm always in trouble.
Because there are chores at the farm.
I can help you with your chores. Or
You
I
might
mean-
get swarmed by. Well, there's not a ton of.
I also just I sent you the list.
Mhm.
I just decided on genders and ages for all of the
siblings. The siblings.
For all of the mini crops.
Of
Yes,
all of the
for the
crops.
Well,
Anywhere else you want to go to, that's fine. But you might not get in as much trouble if they would be slightly less likely to chastise you in front of others.
I can just say that I had to help you with something, and I'm coming back because I know I got things to do. I'm usually pretty good about getting out of things,
Oh,
but having you there might not be a bad thing.
okay. It would be intriguing to me to see where you live.
You met all my siblings.
I don't know, have I? How many of them are there? I've met Potato, I've met Carrot, I think. Have I
There,
met Carrot yet?
Birthday party hasn't
that's
happened,
the
but
birthday party is later.
What other sibling did you have with you earlier?
wheat.
Wheat. So I've met Wheat, I've met Potato.
Well, there's 6 of us besides them, so probably not.
Ow! Sorry.
Yeah, I've got a big family.
Yes, you do. Your poor mother. Ow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
something.
everyone but Killian, because Killian is asleep, make me a perception check.
And the lumber mill's burning.
You said perception?
Please hold while Captain Wisdom.
Actually,
18.
18,
Son of
6.
6,
a die. 9.
9,
10.
10.
Wow.
14.
I mean, we are level 0.
Wow.
I rolled nothing higher than a 10.
So 18.
I rolled a 4.
Oh no. Yeah, it's
Alright.
definitely not where
Well,
you sit. That's just how you roll.
2 of you,
No. How are you?
yes, the 2
Oh,
of you,
I caught it.
happen to you from from the winery, because even from there you're close enough to the main road you can see traffic on it. Because as you're standing there on the docks talking to Cabbage, you are literally facing that way. Both of you notice that there is a rider coming down the road at a full gallop from the north, kicking up dust behind him. His face is streaked with ash.
The lumberyard's burning. The lumberyard's burning.
And his clothes are flapping and tattered a bit. There's burns all over him. His horse is ashy and dusty and lathered in sweat as he comes barreling into town.
I'll start running in that direction.
The logging camp is on fire. And looking that direction, looking to the north, you do see great pillars of dark smoke
Oh,
Great balls
in
of fire.
the woods.
oh no.
What?
Fire. Apparently a big one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And about this time, the alarms in town start going off.
Bing, 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 bing.
How would you feel about an adventure in firefighting,
I
Cabbage?
think that's a good idea.
Your dad's up there.
I know, but I am asleep.
Well, okay, so roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Because you're sick.
Nope.
No.
One
That's a one.
person knows.
Nope. I am asleep.
Okay.
So unless someone winds up coming to get me, I am sleeping.
I will
Okay.
grab
I
a
wouldn't
bucket
think
and start heading towards the burning logging
All right.
camp.
Yeah.
So you hear the sounds of alarm bells going off,
Okay.
and suddenly the town is like, it looks like somebody kicked over an anthill. Everyone's running to and fro. You see a lot of buckets. You see barrels getting lined up down on the quayside. You see barrels getting lined up at the well in the town circle, and they're all getting filled up with water, and just as fast as the bucket brigades can go, and they're loading them onto wagons.
So Alma is trying his best to help organize if he sees because he knows who has wagons,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going from house to house with wagons and appropriating them under order of the law to make sure that everything is being streamlined.
Okay.
Freaking Alma.
Freaking Alma. Well, in this particular case, he's actually,
So how are you gonna
roughly doing good.
react seeing the
Control.
controlled
Come get me.
chaos?
You're the only person who could come get me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll probably just probably try to just get out of the way of people
Okay.
at this.
Maybe
Maybe ask someone what's happening.
Oh, the logging camp is on fire.
Oh,
Apparently.
that doesn't sound
That
Yeah,
person
it's
sounds way too calm
going
for
to-
what's going on.
It's him! He's the arsonist!
And she points off in the direction of the logging camp off to the north, and you see the fire, or you see the smoke building up out of the woods.
I see. So probably
That's
just.
unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. This peasant town is gonna just burn down.
Oh darn.
Oh darn.
Wait,
Oh
it's
shoot!
Oh,
burn to the
darn.
ground.
So once Alma has organized
What
wagons,
Okay.
he is going down to the river to make sure that is all streamlined.
Okay.
That everyone is working in lines to get things done efficiently.
Okay. Everything's going relatively smoothly. I mean, it's not an unprecedented thing to have to deal with fires. To have it that far out is a little unusual, and hopefully it's not too bad.
So
A
down-
man came back with burns all over his body, and hopefully it's not too bad.
Now at the water line, do I catch sight of Cabbage?
Yeah, so you'll catch sight of Cabbage and Seamy,
You there, girl.
and
I've already grabbed
I
like a
was
bucket and a
informed
shovel, and
that
I'm
there's a
already
young man
like
who
running,
should be
Okay.
informed.
hoping to catch the first
Someone
wagon.
told me something about
that
Alma's
drives
secret.
Just getting a head start.
please inform him and make sure that he is safe and out of harm's way, as it would be unfortunate if the fire were to move that direction.
No, this way, this way, this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep getting buckets. And
Yup. You put my fate in Cabbage's hands.
well, and Almo's secret something.
18 insight. How high an insight do you think it would take to know that
For
this
you?
is like
That you
clearly
rolled?
Not much.
I mean, for somebody who knows Alma's secret.
Are you kidding me? I'm gonna never know.
Nope.
Even if he does it right in front of me.
I'm gonna
What?
look over at Cabbage. Go.
Go do what the strange
Go-
man said.
Yeah, I'll wait for you here. Do what he asks real quick.
Why?
Just
This
trust
is
me
more
on this one.
important.
You are correct. However, just trust me on this one.
You owe me an
You are
explanation.
snoring, ain't you?
I will. Yes. I will think of something
I
while
will
you're
come
gone.
up with something.
Okay, I guess I am running to the,
The
secret
Alma's
spot.
secret.
All right.
I
So
just
you-
look at you and I'm like.
Make a perception check.
Oh. No.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 7.
Yeah. Okay. No. You're caught up in all of the hustle and bustle trying to get everything ready to go north. So you arrive
Oh,
at
that was for the posters, wasn't it?
So you arrive at this secret spot, and there's Killian.
I like my hair. I have like sticks in my hair. I'm in the same clothes you saw me in yesterday, and I am filthy.
Lillian!
Lillian?
I really love all of these things.
Hello,
Yes.
Cabbage.
Everything's on fire, and I was told to come get
Wait, what?
you. Logging camp.
Oh, damn. I'm gonna get up, and I'm just going to take off
I'm
towards the logging camp.
going to.
All right. So are you going with him?
Yeah, he looks like he's fairly disoriented and he's had a rough night. I want to make sure, like,
All right.
I'm a little concerned.
That's fair. That's
Okay.
fair.
So the town gets itself organized and gets all of the water barrels that it has available filled and sets off to the north. It is not a fast pace at any stretch of the imagination, but it's the best they can do with wagons loaded with water barrels.
I'm gonna commandeer a horse too, and I'm riding.
Can you ride?
Okay.
I am commandeering a horse and riding as quick as I can. I'm not gonna,
Okay.
hurt the horse.
Are you staying with the wagons?
I'm gonna look at him when he starts commandeering a horse. I'm just like, I'm coming with you. Somebody's gonna keep you out of trouble.
That is acceptable, woman.
Woman.
Just like, get up there.
All right, so you guys,
Shaking my head
so
the
you
whole
guys
time.
take off ahead of the wagons, and doesn't take long. You catch up with Cabbage and Killian, who have cut across country and have joined up with the main road.
And I at least am just like flat out sprinting.
I'm keeping up with you.
So, are you going to keep pace with them? Or are you going to keep going? What do you want to do?
We're gonna keep going.
All right.
I'm gonna catch sight of her and go like,
All right, so you keep riding, and not very far up the road, you come across Adrian.
Just booking it.
Mizuki will probably get bored and just.
Probably get bored, and so go along for the fun. of it.
Let's
Well,
watch
he's
these
gonna
peasants
follow the-
burn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you'll catch like the last wagon
Yeah.
and follow along with that.
Hey, you know what? I'm not doing anything. Just hops in the back of the wagon, just like.
Yep, sure thing.
Take me to your fire.
We go fire.
So
Let
you
me
do-
watch it burn.
So you do come upon Adrian, and he's booking it.
Hello,
as well.
Constable Rick.
I want to see more of the town anyway.
Simi is on the horse with him.
Okay.
Okay, just so you know. Are you gonna slow down for?
Citizen? No.
Stormtrooper
Stormtrooper, on your way. Good luck, Constable
on your
Rick.
left.
All right. So because of that, you and Simi will be the first ones to arrive at a scene of utter chaos. The logging camps are a shambles. The cabins are on fire. The tents are on fire. There are loggers all over the place trying to shovel dirt onto the fires. One enormous tree the size of a redwood. It hasn't caught in the canopy at least, but there is fire working its way up the outer bark of the tree. You do see Lucia running around. Looks like she's swatting at something, or it's hard to tell what she's doing. And the woman you saw get off of Fortune's Folly, the woman you ran into outside the apothecary, is also there. And she is standing right at the edge of the trees, almost right at the fire line. And you could swear that the flames are actively shying away from her outstretched arms.
So Alma's going to dismount and hand Simi the reins and say, make sure the horse is safe, and he's going to actively start scanning for anyone with injuries that's close to the fire.
Okay. There are a couple of loggers that have, looks like they've been caught by sharp whatever falling out of the trees. They've got blood dripping down the sides of their faces. They're don't seem like they're in too bad a way, just sort of bloodied. There's a pair of them that are carrying a litter, and they've got a third guy on it, and he's covered in burns, head to toe. He's pretty bad off. Make me a perception check.
Gosh.
Can I roll perception to see about him?
Sure.
7.
I caught Stevens.
So
Better than 7. It's a 9. But it's not much.
it is pretty chaotic, pretty bad. There's lots of, looks like minor injuries around.
Okay. Is there anyone particularly directing things?
Doesn't seem to be at the moment.
Okay.
Only the
so,
lady holding back the fire through sheer force of will.
Alma is going to try to step into that position, and he's going to take someone with at least some minor injuries, and he's going to task them with making sure that everyone is accounted for. And he tells him, I need to know if there's anyone unaccounted for and where they were last seen post haste.
Yes, sir. And the person starts sort of looking around and doing a literal head count and checking to see how many people there are, and it's going to take a few minutes on that.
I'm going to tie off the horse away from where it looks like things would catch, and run back up. If I pass anybody who looks like they are covered in burns,
Okay.
I'm going to pause by them. I don't know if I do.
Yeah, you actually run by a couple of them
Okay.
that have not serious burns, but second degree burns.
I'm
on
talking like
arms.
if they look like they could be on death's door.
Okay. There is actually one of those, and he was the guy that was on the litter.
That guy, I pause and administer what I think of as first aid, but
Okay.
at the same time,
It's actually just a killing blow.
I have this feeling
Valamangulisk.
of intense compassion that kind of pushes into him,
Okay.
that is spare the dying, or is that
Yeah.
the cantrip? Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
So
So he's still definitely in some discomfort, but you see that his breathing becomes a little bit easier, and it seems as though he's not as stiff and as in pain as he was before. So he relaxes a little bit more into the litter.
gotcha.
About this time, you show up.
Okay. Okay.
Oh.
If you were gonna do anything.
Sorry.
From there, I'm gonna run up, and seeing that Alma has stepped into an organizational role more so. I feel like he's safe-ish, so I'm gonna run up towards the fire and start helping with sand buckets and water buckets, and
Okay.
sometimes the buckets seem like they move without my hands on them.
Okay. Sounds good. So when you get there,
What
I
freaking
will.
magic do you have?
I will
I have
take
2
what
cantrips. Mage hand.
what bucket of water I have, and I will drench myself.
okay.
Put the bucket on my head just to protect my face, and then start using the shovel to, using the dirt to.
Right. Okay.
I have
to
to
fight the fire. I have a bucket
Alright.
of water. What should I do with it?
Drench myself so I don't catch on fire.
That's
I'm intelligent, I'm not wise.
good
No.
idea. Good idea.
All right. You have effectively blinded yourself, but I would like for you to make me a perception check, and this is based on your hearing.
Ah, with -2, that'll be fun.
At least
6.
It wasn't disadvantage.
Okay. All right.
Dear.
All right. So you're helping out with that.
I can see
So
here.
Yeah, you can see here. So you're flames.
It's hot.
Not knowing that I'm carving a path
Few
through
minutes
and I'm being cut off.
It's gotta be close.
A few minutes later, you guys show up, and the scene is as you have heard it described. Pandemonium. The flames seem to be more or less at bay for the moment. You see your grandmother sort of
Doing her thing.
doing her thing, and you get a sense that she's trying to shoo away something.
Go away, fire. Go away.
Not fire.
Not fire.
Oh.
And then you see Kendai standing there,
Oh, wrong person. Sorry.
and
The grandmother's
as
shooting
though
something
she's
away.
just holding the fire back. And as you watch, and everyone that's there, make me a perception check. You're at disadvantage.
Oh, yeah. Can I, no, never mind. It won't matter anyway. Oh, one was
Why,
a natural 20.
Steven?
The other one was
Why?
an 11.
I'm not there
So,
yet.
Somehow
not
this
there
is
yet.
your
9.
fault.
9.
Also a freaking 9.
Also a freaking 9.
Also a 9.
5. Like,
9.
18.
thank you.
Okay. So you
What's
are the
your-
only one that
I'm not
sees
there
it.
yet.
Oh, you're not there yet.
You're the only one that sees it. Out of the flames directly in front of Kendai, you see this swarm of very familiar bugs. They shoot right towards her, and about 10 feet out, you see the sparking, and the cone of fire reaches out towards her and wraps around her and dissipates.
It's kind of fitting that you're the only one who saw that.
Yeah.
And so is she still there, or
I
She
got
is
a
still
bucket
there.
on my head.
how big
I'm
is this
safe.
swarm?
Safe.
It's
And
pretty big.
ignorant.
It's about
I'm not
twice the
wise.
size of the one that you
Nope.
saw last night.
Blissfully
Okay.
ignorant from under your bucket.
So I'm actually going to run up towards Kendai
Hmm
and
This is
shout
a
at her.
direct fire.
Have we gotten everyone out of the fire?
I think so, but I can't tell. About this time, your lieutenant shows back up. Joffrum is missing,
Where was he last seen?
and she
Are you
points
No.
into the fire beyond Kendai and Killian.
Specifically.
100 yards that way. He was felling one of the smaller saplings.
Do I hear this?
Yeah, do I hear this?
You're close enough. You would have heard it. You would have heard the voices, but not necessarily made out what they said.
I'm the hero. I'm going.
So, do I see him run into the fire?
Yep.
Great, I'm jumping in after him.
And
To
me too,
stop me
apparently.
or
No.
follow me?
I am going to follow right behind him and use my cantrip to extinguish the flame as we move through.
And I'm gonna say, with the bucket on my head, I don't notice.
I have
Nope.
control
you-
flames.
You don't notice at all.
So I just leap. I was just gonna leap in as soon as I heard somebody was missing and just clear myself a path through the fire.
I'm gonna grab a bucket from the nearest person and follow after them.
I am putting the injured man in charge,
Okay.
Now I get higher numbers.
and I am following
Now
as
you're
well.
following us?
Well, I was already following you to begin with, but that was a perception to see if I noticed that Cabbage and Alma
I'm
were following.
ignorantly brave.
I'm gonna yell at you guys to stay back.
And
Get
actually,
your butts
I am
back there.
calling behind all of you and saying, "Hold! We are going to form a line. There is a missing man."
I don't hear you.
I will throw a rock at you.
I hear you, but like we are in the fire.
I have a bucket
Yeah.
on my head. I can't hear you.
I'm
Yeah.
not going back.
I will throw a rock at you. We need to form a direct line so we can search effectively. We need to not be in this fire as long as possible.
Did you hit with the rock?
So roll.
Okay, so just so I have it clear, who all jumped in behind me?
Well, I'm in front of you, so.
Because anyone who's, I mean, he's in front of me, but he's got the bucket. He won't notice. Anyone who's behind me will see that as he moves forward, the fire right in front of him just
Nice.
out. Because I can just put it
The
out.
fire fears me.
What is your AC?
So it's like, what? It's 10 plus your dexterity. If
Yeah.
you're not wearing armor. 13.
Oh, yes!
Have an extra point for the bucket.
Not a 13.
Armor.
Does that miss? Did that make the difference?
Yeah.
The bucket.
Yes!
So
needs a hero.
Actually, what happens is you actually hit, but it's so light.
The
it's like-
bucket is. You two would probably be able to see me actually like collapsing the fire in
It's
front
an
of him.
elf thing.
And I'm here with my bucket of water going.
I'm just gonna gesture to Alma, just us, and keep running.
It's okay.
All right.
Do I know where? Like, am I seeing any sign of
This is real
people?
stupid.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
We're just
what
jumping
you're
into the fire.
What you're seeing is an area where the loggers were actively working. So there are trees that are down, underbrush that has been cleared out and pushed to the side, trails up into some of the deeper areas. It also is making it a little bit more difficult. This is difficult terrain for you guys, so your advance is slowed a good bit. And you now that you're sort of in there, you're starting to hear a voice from up ahead,
Okay.
and it's faint, and it is a cry for help.
I'll head in that direction.
Okay.
I'm just behind him,
Yep,
clearing the
we're
fire
just
out of
gonna
his
follow
way.
along.
All right.
I
just
don't
have
know that there's
my bucket
anyone
of water
there.
and I'll like sprinkle water anywhere that it looks like you missed.
All
Are you
right.
just doing
so-
like
so
that
the flames are
like thing where they
closing in
christen
behind
where you
guys.
just
What do
like
Yeah,
tell you to do
basically.
it?
I'm shoving in afterwards.
Oh,
If I
no.
can make it up front, I am going to push up towards Adrian.
Okay, so it is difficult terrain. You're probably not going to be able to get to the front of the line, but you can at least
Get into the cover
get
area.
into the.
Do you think
group.
Alma's close enough to see me collapsing flame?
Probably, yeah. But he's not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep bigger secrets every day. All right. Right before you jump into the flames, your wagon gets there, and you see
You see
the
a
big
bunch of
constable.
idiots.
Yep.
Well, not even that. You see the constable plunging into the fire just past the tall woman that you saw getting off the boat yesterday.
Okay.
And I am following the Skyrim guard.
Halt! You violated the law. Hey, or fine, or
He will.
It doesn't
Watch.
seem. The person that's in charge seems to be somewhat wounded and doesn't seem like they're really comfortable being in charge.
Okay, she'll go talk to them.
I should be in charge now.
Yeah, I should be in charge as I watch these peasants burn.
Like that Adrian was the hero, and like all the rest of us are like, oh no!
And as
Why
far
did
as
he
I know,
ran?
I'm the only one going forward.
So
ran
I'm
in with a
gonna go
bucket
in
on
ours.
his
Can
head.
I like make a persuasion?
Sure,
roll
go ahead.
to-
He's the dream Sandman. The dream dome.
Yep.
Sandman.
Yep.
19
Ooh.
to, I guess, take over.
So,
Take
so
control.
this
Take
person,
control.
this person looks so relieved that someone who knows more than them is there to take over.
I'm like, she probably
What do we
knows.
need to do, my lady?
Put out the
Who-
fire.
She knows. She lives on like a big estate. She's got fires.
I've watched the peasants do it before. The servants.
But
watch the
also
fire.
she's in charge. Like,
Yeah, so-
she's good at this role.
So you said about
Um,
organizing
yeah,
the bucket
organizing.
brigades.
Hey, I was
Yeah,
the one that gave it a
buckets
plus one.
and shovels and like who is? Are there people in there still?
Yes, apparently one of our loggers is still trapped out there, and
And 5 of our idiots
Some-
just ran in
Five
after him.
village idiots just to be that way.
some young kids ran in after him, apparently to try and get him out.
Oh,
And the constable.
and
Yes, and the constable.
oh, okay.
He's an adult.
Well,
After throwing a rock at one of them.
we'll wait
Kids.
a few minutes and see on that. But for now, just
If they die, they die.
if they die, they die.
Some of you may
Die.
But it is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
So you find your way to the downed man.
Miraculously not burning yourself the whole way there.
It's amazing how that works.
It is yes, it is very miraculous that the flames have not closed in around you.
If it looks like you're about to jump into something stupid or whatnot, like my mage hand somehow or another is just gonna be like,
So- Once you get up to him, I'm going to say from behind you, quick, Adrian, grab him and let's go back. Woo!
You go.
How are you behind me?
Water bucket. Is he burning? Is
Um,
he like how? Why is he still here?
One of the larger trees has fallen and is pinning his legs underneath.
I
it.
will lift the tree.
I will aid you in
yes,
doing so.
we will
I
all
will
help.
also try to help.
I will put out fires.
I will try and drag him out once.
22.
22? Okay.
Nice.
So with
Oh,
with
that's good.
with the assistance of your friends, you're able to shift it just enough that Simi, you can grab him under the shoulders and pull him out. His legs are shattered. He's not walking on those things to get out
I
of
will
here.
carry him and we will head back.
My mage
While,
hand
while
is
they're
busy.
grabbing him, can I hear anyone else calling for help?
Make a perception check.
18.
You don't hear anyone calling for help.
But-
There, in the distance, is a figure standing wreathed in flames, backlit. You can't tell features or anything like that.
Billowing cloak.
No,
Okay.
Wolf at his side.
but there's something a bit odd about the figure.
Ominous, you might say.
Short, you might say.
Oh.
Pointy-eared. You might
Don't look
say.
at me, it's not sploof.
No, short, stocky.
Is it your grandpa?
No?
And seeing that the figure has been saved, or that the man has been saved,
Lord Boggles.
The Revenge of Lord
the
Boggleson.
figure turns, walks away, and walks down beyond the rise.
So, real quick, I was with Killian. I've kind of been with him the whole time because
Yep.
I'm still a little bit nervous about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have seen that?
Roll your perception check.
Son of
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you still want to sit by me? That was a 10.
Ah, there we go. There we go.
Okay, 15.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, did you see that?
The big scary man in the fire. Yep.
He was
Time to go.
a little bit short.
Time to go.
All right, you there, young man. You will lead the way. You, since you're
How
carrying
why
him.
the hell are you?
You will
Ah,
lead the way.
Rick, you've come for us.
I have indeed. I need you to stay immediately behind me.
Okay.
You, young girl, any flames in the back, I need you to be on guard. See me in case Adrian needs help. I need you to be ready. And
Well, you've never met Constable Rick?
Not till earlier today. No.
I think
We had an encounter.
he's got the
earlier.
wrong first letter of his name.
I laugh out loud at this.
Responsible Rick?
Has the space I cleared through the fire? Did it close behind us?
Yeah,
or is
it
okay.
closed back in behind you.
Alright, I'll
great.
follow.
If anyone, if anyone is to light on fire, you are our last hope. Please be careful.
Don't worry, I'm drenched. I'll be fine.
Good,
I'm
stay
sure
safe.
that you're not anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Yeah.
heat from
So
the
I'm
flame.
not gonna think about it too much, and just in front of everybody, I'm just gonna go. And as I start
So
walking,
I put
it's just
you
like
behind Adrian
a V shape
specifically,
as the
so it's
fire
not
just
as
splits
obvious.
around us.
Waking itself.
I've already seen it, but
All
But
right.
that is
Yeah.
almost thinking.
I don't.
yeah, you've got a bucket on your head. You're not seeing a lot of much.
15 episodes and I still won't know that you guys are using magic.
All right.
No, that secret came out of the bag a lot faster than I thought it was going to.
Yep.
All right. So you're in the lead. Roll me a survival check to find your way out of the
Oh
fire.
my
Gosh.
gosh.
Oh, we're doomed.
I did not touch your dice.
14.
You are able, in fact, to retrace your steps. Oh, that burning tree looks familiar. That burning
Like all
bush.
of
Did
you.
that burning bush move? Oh.
This is the
Oh,
brown
no,
bush.
if there's a burning bush that I think I saw move, I'm putting it out.
If it's misery or.
No, I'm putting the fire out. I'm saving the awakened shrub.
All right. So
I like legitimately, if I saw it move, I'm clearing a path so it can come join us. I'm bringing the shrub with me.
so it does come over to you
There's a head
guys
shrub by the end of this.
and wraps its limbs and roots around your leg.
What the hell?
Some of it, you have to climb up. Hurry!
What's going on?
But yes, but
You have to climb up.
Of what?
Don't
It
don't worry
climbs all
about
the
it.
way up to
Okay,
your
keep-
legs.
You guys
keep
watch a
going.
shrub climb up my back.
I don't.
My eyes are like this big right now, but I'm just going with
And
it.
we're gonna keep going. Now is not the time for questions.
-1.
Bucket head.
All right. So with your control
Everything has gone
flames
downhill so
and
quickly.
your survival check, you're able to lead the party out.
So as we get close, like just before, I'm afraid that everybody watching at the fire line might see us.
Kendai has actually shifted over so that she's sort of blocking your approach.
Good.
Your grandmother is there as well, shoveling dirt into the path that you guys are gonna come out through.
Okay.
really quick, I'm gonna whip out a piece of rope that I have and tie the shrub to you. Just tell them that I did it.
So when we get up to Kendai and them, as I'm splitting up, we'll be like,
burns.
all right, buddy, this is your stop.
But it is tied to you.
I am confident the shrub can get itself out of this rope.
So it unravels around you and goes to sort of crawl over to Kendai's arm, and just as it gets there, it gets to the end of its rope.
I'm going to untie my... Yeah, okay. Cut the rope. Cabbage is gonna walk away from this whole experience like, what did I just see?
Yep. I'm kind of in the same boat a little bit. Like,
put him with the wounded, please.
Right. Take the bucket
Simi-
off so I can see where that is.
Simi
And
with
head
me,
towards
please.
the.
So once we get out, I'm just gonna sort of yell over my shoulder like, I'm gonna go find herbs to help the people who are burned. I'm gonna bolt out. I'm gone. I'm done.
I'll
I'm out.
take the
There's
injured
nobody
man
else to
over
save.
to the triage.
To the triage area.
I'm gonna pat Cabbage on the shoulder. Smoke inhalation does really, really interesting things to you.
Don't bullshit.
I know what I saw.
Justifying
you
it to myself too
you
right
see the
now.
kids
Don't
coming
worry.
out of- the kids and the constable coming out of the fire. They're
Okay.
carrying a guy. Roll me a perception check.
That would depend if you can see things.
Yeah, this is
Hang
gonna
on.
be a roll.
This is gonna be a fantastic conversation.
9. Yeah. So you just see the kids coming out of the woods.
Nothing to see here.
Adrian is carrying a wounded man. The constable is with them.
Adrian has a bucket on its head.
Adrian
Well,
has a
I'm taking the
on his
bucket
head,
off
and
now
then he
so I can
takes
see
it
where the
off,
triage is.
And he's bringing the wounded
So you
man
like
over.
you like run him out. You're like, ah.
It looks cooler in my head.
Roll for
Roll for
okay,
dramatic
so
debucketing.
Yeah, that was
everybody,
like a 9.
everybody just roll me a straight d20.
Oh, that was
was
good.
out.
18.
18.
Ooh, 12.
Okay.
5.
13.
Okay.
9.
12.
Okay. All right. So we've got 3 failures and 5 successes. So the fire does start to die down just a little bit after the townsfolk get there, start throwing
triage and
dirt,
go back
throwing
to
dirt,
traveling with-
throwing water.
throwing water,
Um,
whatever, helping.
It takes a good long while, probably a good couple of hours to finally get the flames put out. And it's a scene of utter carnage, blackened trees, undergrowth that has been burnt to a crisp. The wounded have been cared for. Most of their wounds have been bandaged after you guys came out of the flames. Your grandmother went over to help do triage with her poultices and stuff. Kendai is sort of standing there at the edge of the woods, peering off into it with a very sort of enigmatic look on her face. She's very hard to read right now.
When I find a moment, I'm going to take a piece of parchment
Mm-hmm.
and scrawl out a note and hand it to Kendai. This, I believe, is for you. And I'm going to walk away.
Okay, and what does it say?
So it says essentially, your presence was requested at the house of the Taylors.
For heaven's sake.
Oh my goodness.
There are now more questions than there are answers.
Okay.
See, this is why.
You were pulling Simi to the side, I think you said? Or did
Yeah.
you?
Oh, I was gonna have her help me to direct things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
and
basically
definitely.
Elma is trying to distract Simi.
We will read that as read then.
I'm going to try and get out of there once the fire's taken care of before anybody can corner me and talk to me.
All
I'm
right.
following him.
Okay. Mizuki, any particular anything that you're doing?
I'm probably just. I'm guessing I've mostly handed off tasks to people.
Okay.
Mitsuki's like, good job, everyone. Well done. Well
Yeah,
done. Good work.
yeah, I'm like
Well done.
praising people. I'll be like, keep going, you can do this, you got
Actually,
this.
having seen that Mizuki had taken some form of leadership, when the constable gets back, he will sort of delegate her to a couple of people will report to Mizuki to make sure that things are streamlined.
Okay.
I thought you were
Adrian?
the helping with fire.
Okay. So once the fire's out, what are you
Oh.
doing?
I don't know.
All right. Just kind of
I guess
sitting
just-
there.
Watching.
Okay.
Watching is one.
The townsfolk start gathering buckets and barrels and things up. the foreman, your dad is there, and he's sort of looking over and shaking his head. We're gonna have to
rebuild.
We're gonna have to find a new spot for a few years. This one's gonna be this one's not gonna be so good for a little
Preferably
while.
closer to a source of water.
Yes, I'm
Maybe
thinking that's
further
probably
upriver.
going to be high on the list. Yes.
Probably further upriver.
And so they start making those plans. We'll go with you guys.
I'm sneaking off if I can.
Well, Cabbage is following you.
You let me know how long you wait before you.
Oh, I'm not trying to be sneaky.
Oh no, I mean like before you like
Become
corner
hungry.
me.
Oh, as soon as I catch up with you.
Okay.
Well, okay. I will let us get out of earshot.
Okay.
The hell.
Yes, it's very hot there.
I'm gonna kind of
Would not recommend visiting.
follow along and try and stay out of sight, but within earshot.
Roll me a stealth check.
I don't notice.
That wasn't terrible. Oh, and I have a +4. 19.
It's pretty good.
So if you guys want to, you can roll perception to see if you can notice her following.
14.
Nope.
12.
Nope. Okay.
My gosh. I'm rolling like a level 1 character. Zero. Level 0.
Level one.
If you think it's possible, Keith, I might be, without really thinking about it, heading back to that grove.
Should you be able to figure out how to get there?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say yes.
'Kay.
So you get down the road a piece, and Killian veers off into the woods.
So, real quick, I know that we've talked about how magic is kind of frowned upon, but is that something that we would all know?
You would all know that
Most
it's
of
frowned
you
upon.
would. Killian
may not.
would not.
You may not know why it's frowned upon.
Just that.
But you know that it is.
I do. Well,
I specifically
he
do
didn't see
not know why
anything,
people
so-
don't like it.
I mean, I don't know why people don't like it. I just know that
It's frowned.
Right.
It's
But
scary
people
and evil.
don't.
It's scary. It's dangerous.
I mean, Cabbage probably has read about it in stories.
Oh yeah.
And so she thinks it would be cool, but she also doesn't
Behold the evil one.
like.
They're very old stories.
Yeah.
You've also read stories
Where magic's the
where
bad guy.
magic is only the purview of the bad guys, and only bad things happen when magic gets used.
I mean, her favorite thing is pirates, so she probably kind of takes that with a grain of salt.
She
But-
likes the bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has very
She
she
roots
has
for
a
the
very
bad guys.
romanticized personal view of bad guys.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm gonna look around. That was magic.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe. Maybe a little bit. Just a smidge.
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. I tied the tree to you because I didn't want anybody to think it had climbed on you.
You know, citizens
Also, why did it climb on you?
Just gathering
Because it
intel.
wanted to get out of the fire.
Smart.
So you can control fire.
A little bit. Little bit.
Did you start the fire?
We didn't
Start
start the
the
fire.
It was
It's
always
always
burning
burning
since the world's been turning.
No, I didn't start the fire actually. The fire was started by giant fire-breathing beetles that I saw last night when I went to find my grandmother and her strange friend who were wandering out in the woods.
Oh, the candy lady.
Yes.
She's magic too.
Man, I'm determined to not roll very well. Yes.
Dang it, Killian.
Can I be magic?
It depends on what subclass
So,
you
so
choose.
Killian like full on stops.
Reasonable question.
Actually, yeah, probably.
But, I mean, we gotta hide it because people might come out and kill us. But I'll keep your secret, and your grandma and the weird lady.
Oh jeez.
Who said anything about my grandmother?
You did a minute ago.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I kind of assumed that if
That's
she knows
scary.
magic
That's
things,
a
maybe
very
she
scary
taught you
thought.
magic
What?
things.
She could have
As
magic.
an urchin, which we're flavoring as the rebel, you can take 2 cantrips.
Urchin?
Well, we flavored your rebel background with urchin.
We'll give
Okay,
this
yeah,
a-
Yeah, we'll talk about
Sorry.
that.
Okay,
That's
how
scary.
close are we to that grove place?
You're getting pretty close.
Alright, I will explain to you what's going on, but you cannot tell anyone else. And I mean anyone, or the strange magic lady who lives in the woods will probably come eat you.
Is she gonna eat you too?
Well, her shrubs tried to the other night. And then I will take her to the grove and show her the shrubs that are alive. I assume my friend is still in the middle of the river.
Absolutely. And as you approach,
my shrub.
he actually pulls his roots up out of the riverbank and comes over to you and wraps his arms around you again.
Can we keep them?
Well, no, I was just saying that you guys have just been like talking about shrimpage, and she doesn't know. She doesn't know what shrimpage is.
Wow, chicken, wow, wow. Well, I mean, they kind of live here.
See me? Make me a perception check.
Presumably, yes. They can.
Oh.
13?
And this one tried to eat me last
Wait,
night.
plus 5,
when I
14.
showed up.
What's his name?
Okay.
I have no idea. I only know how to ask him to move.
You feel around your leg.
Meanwhile, I am showing Cabbage that I can ask the shrub to move.
And he does. He complies. He moves 2 steps to the left.
Do we hear this?
At this point, do we get a roll?
Make a perception check.
You can roll a
Natural 20!
Never mind.
So you.
Oh.
Out
Well, you
of
don't
20.
So what was it?
It was the 13 plus.
Okay. So
Yes.
Cabbage misses it, but you catch it.
Dex.
So I'm just gonna stop for a second, and without turning around, I'm gonna look down at like my shrub friend and be like,
What is going on?
"You really shouldn't trespass around other people's shrubs. They really don't like it."
Sammy?
It has my leg!
Well, did you ask it to move over?
Could you move over, please?
Hugs a little tighter.
I'm gonna try saying what I heard Killian say.
Gobbledygook.
Make me a performance check.
I'm gonna make all of you magic. We're all going to use magic. We're going to be a party of magic users.
I mean,
We're halfway there.
8.
I can't freaking roll for shit.
I'm gonna be the only one that
No,
doesn't.
you've
use
got to
magic.
roll your R's, and it's a little more gut roll like at the end.
That's adorable.
That was super
Your
cute.
daughter would be so proud of you. And then I will come over and ask the shrub that's holding Simi to move.
And it moves 2 steps to the left because that's the only phrase you know.
Do the left.
Slide to the left. Slide to the left.
So I know why she's here. I know why I'm here. Why are you here?
Because I was really curious.
Well, what have we learned about our curiosity today?
That it gets you hugged by shrubs.
Right,
I
and there
don't-
will be many, many more shrugs that will hug you.
I-
Hug you.
Oh man.
Drugs that will help you.
That will hug you if you tell anyone
I don't.
about what you've seen here today.
I don't see that as a problem.
I have
What's wrong with this?
no great desire to tell anyone anything. You kept me from
Good.
being a roasted marshmallow, so.
Right, and you
Oh.
remember that.
Ken, there's marshmallows now.
I mean,
No.
marshmallow is a plant, so It works in multiple
Okay,
ways.
but yeah, so that's this, and no further questions. Right?
Oh, are you asking? Gosh dang it, I'm trying to get your accent.
What are you asking me now?
I enjoyed it.
Are
but-
you?
I would just say, well, you're professional. So.
Are you asking me if I've got more questions? Or did you just tell me not to ask any more questions?
Little A, little B.
I probably will have more questions, but not right now. I promise to keep the secret.
Good. Otherwise, I'll tell the shrubs where you live.
You have probably seen Alma and Cabbage do that before.
You didn't have to put phlegm in it.
Almost lost it on your keyboard.
And this was the end.
Next time, just a little, just a little bit spit. It doesn't have to be from the back of your throat.
All right, right.
It's
So just
proper-
like from the front of the mouth and the
Yeah,
like sort of watery. And
yeah.
Okay.
That is proper
Alright, alright.
etiquette.
It's my precedent that I only spit towards people I don't particularly care for.
So spit towards the shrub.
No, you got spit on your hand. This is making a pact.
Can I just use blood instead? That seems-
What?
How
Well, that's
unsanitary.
offensive, HIV.
Just okay. This just seems rude, but
Alright. Now remember etiquette. We're making a
Right,
pact
right.
too.
this is a lot of spit.
Right.
And now I'm gonna look around and see if there's anyone else who followed us.
Do we need to spit on anyone else?
No, I didn't see him go. So.
Yeah.
No.
And you spit at people you don't like. You spit on your hand and shake the hand of a person so you're making a pact with.
Okay.
It's different, but I understand the confusion.
Just feels like friendly fire at that point.
I mean, we're all friends,
Maybe
right?
that's a bad word to use right
So the rest of you guys are with the townsfolk as they're making their way back towards town.
Yep.
Anything you guys are wanting to do or say?
No,
Well,
just
in the
like
midst of
sitting on a wagon, heading back.
now. I am riding back.
Okay.
As the constable.
Yep.
I mean, he's not going to change.
No.
Fakes the constable's death in the fire.
But then
Oh, I
he
need
use
a
that persona
constable
again.
wig. Is it for my coronation?
And when Alma arrives back, he's also going to go about organizing 2 awards, actually, as best he can. One as an award of heroism, and one for the organizational. I guess heroism might still be a good word for it, but for the organization that was done.
Okay. All right. So who's the
We can
the organizational
go
one
ahead and
obviously is for
present town.
Mizuki,
Okay.
and the other one
Adrian.
is for Adrian.
What?
You're getting an award.
Why?
Anything in particular you wanted to do there, Miss?
You did real good, Bucket.
Don't call me
Oh,
Bucket.
new nickname.
No.
Adrian is now Bucket.
No.
Hey, bucket.
No. No.
Wait, what did you call him before?
I'm going to call him Adrimen, Adriatic.
And Bucket.
I really love that I was simply made me happy.
I'm just probably gonna make my way back. Yeah, I don't.
So
Probably try to, I don't know, like get a better lay of the town, maybe.
okay, so you did get pretty dirty, pretty grimy, pretty sweaty. Imagine the first place you really want to visit is the bathhouse.
Yes.
You and everyone else.
There's a long line.
That's why we have a river.
I just take a dip in the river.
I'm just gonna pay off the
You
the
would.
bathhouse attendees
You
to make
would.
sure I
I would
You're the-
inspire
you're
you
the-
for that.
Honestly, the
don't
line
have
for the
one.
bathhouse is a little on the short side. It's
Wow.
mostly you and Eric.
Yep.
Okay.
Most everyone else has gone to a
My grandfather.
A secluded area
Yeah.
of the river.
That makes
most everyone
sense.
else has gone to the swimming hole downriver.
Fair.
So there's swimming hole.
Probably where I would head to is the bathhouse.
On the
Because
back.
I need
Okay.
to launder my.
Wander.
All right. So yeah, I think that is a good place to stop for the evening. You guys, hope you guys had fun with that. That was a blast.
And is that the
That
end
was
of,
a blast.
Is that the end of level 0 or?
Actually no.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's
That's fine.
there's a couple more things I need to do first. We will finish those up next time. So you guys will still be level 0 next time. Who all went to the swimming hole?
All of the poor people.
See me?
I would actually probably, if like, how is the bathhouse?
Come on, it's not
Or the
like-
monastery has its own well.
If you go swimming in the well, everyone will hate you, and for good reason.
Yes.
So
Pour a bucket of water on my head.
So it's actually a relatively nice building. It's got a common area out front, and then 5 or 6 individual rooms that have privacy and that actually have full-on doors for privacy. It's fairly well ventilated, but it stays very sort of warm and steamy inside.
How expensive would one of the more private areas be?
It's not super expensive. This is not an affluent town.
My grandfather is probably the wealthiest person who lives here.
Yeah.
Except for
So
maybe
I mean,
Rosie now.
it's probably
Except for me now. But I don't
for what you want. It's probably 4 or 5 coppers is all it would be.
That's within my.
Dude, I am with you.
Me too.
Yep.
I would actually probably, even though it's more than I would want to spend on a bath, I would probably go for the private stalls so that nobody saw the scars.
So as the constable steps out, he actually just sort of gestures and says, "She, for acts of heroism, go ahead and let her pass. There's no need for payment."
Okay.
Thank you, Constable.
Good day.
Constable Dick.
So for those of you that went to the swimming hole, the road.
We'll have 5s.
We're all gonna get eaten by a water monster.
The road. So the main road does pass close by. You know,
Don't swim to the deep end, or old Nessie will get you. the river monster.
So as you're all there, sort of relaxing and cooling off and cleaning off, there's actually a group of 4 people that ride by on horses. One of them is wearing sort of a studded leather jerkin and has a long sword strapped to his back. Leather bracers, boots.
Adrian from the future.
One of them is one of the women is fairly lithe. She's dressed in sort of faded grays and browns and greens. You imagine that if she put her mind to it, she would fade into the woods pretty easily.
Sure.
There's also a couple of lumps moving around in her pack, and bloop, bloop, you see a couple of ferret heads pop up out of her pack.
That's her trackers.
Who wants them?
They're blood ferrets.
What ferret?
Oh, I can retrain them. They can be
You do
All right,
see
we've calmed down.
the so you do see another man there who has got what looks to be several hard rectangular objects in his pack. He's got a book in front of him and a weird contraption that's like all wire and glass sitting on his nose. And he's just sort of reading and guiding the horse with his knees as they go.
Now the question is,
And then there's a very dark-skinned, wild-haired woman sitting astride a very fierce-looking horse. She's got a little shrunken head tied to her belt, and vials of something tucked into a bandolier across her chest, and wrapped in one hand there is a golden medallion that's got something pressed into it, but from where you are you can't really see what it is. And they pass by the swimming hole.
Hi.
Everyone but the guy with his head in the book sort of looks around and waves to you and continues on into town.
he's got tons of like spell scrolls.
And that is where we will call it for the evening.
All right.
Hope you guys have had a lot of fun this evening. This is the very first episode of our campaign. For the moment, we're calling it the Valley Campaign for the Valley of the Four Kings, where it takes place. This was the first time having all of these guys around the table playing with each other together for this campaign. We've done a couple of we did 3 session zeros where we split up into pairs and had them play out some stuff. We've also had some texting stuff going on, texting and messaging stuff online that's gone on behind the scenes. Most of those are in the process of being edited and will be available on the Discord server for you guys to check out and read.
I'll get there.
We'll get them there for you guys, so be watching that. So that Discord link is there. Check it out. Also, just a quick reminder that our YouTube channel is up, and all of the back episodes will wind up there. The recordings typically will be available starting at 8 o'clock on Sunday, following their following the stream. We'll also do a replay of tonight's stream tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m. So if you've missed it, you can catch it then. We're also doing a replay of the last 2 weeks worth of sessions on Monday mornings starting at 8 o'clock. So be sure you check all of those out. YouTube channel also has extra video content, including our Cover Your Assets series and all of our former campaigns, including the one we just finished where Danny was filling in as the DM. And our slog through the Tomb of Annihilation. So check all of that out. Discord's a good place to catch up with us and keep in touch with us. And if you go to the YouTube channel, be sure you hit the like and subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get notifications when we post stuff. Until next time, next Monday, 6 o'clock. Join us then. Until then,
Grab your bats and grab your balls!
and remember, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a glass house. Good night, everybody.
Nighty night.
Night.